Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Tailgate Talk with Coach Jason Garrett. Alongside Coach Garrett, I'm Sean McBride. We're going to talk a little bit before we kick off this Northside game. And, Coach, last couple weeks didn't reflect on the scoreboard too well, but I know the team learned a lot. And from what I could see, they never gave up, never surrendered, never quit. What did you learn about your team in the last couple weeks?
Yeah, well said. I couldn't be prouder of how they've responded. And thanks for mentioning the scoreboard. We try our best. We don't pay attention to that, whether it's in our favor or not. I think it's about who we are and how we go about things. And as you mentioned, how hard we play, the never quit, always trying to do our job, those kinds of things. And, the number one ranked strength of schedule in the state, arguably top 10, 15 in the country. I mean, it's something to, I think in some sense, be very, very proud of in that, our guys have gone into those situations and they've battled from the very beginning to the end. We did some really good things. I think they saw that when we made mistakes, those great teams, capitalized, and that was the difference. And, we're trying to move some guys around. We were playing a lot of young guys, still are playing a lot of young guys. And so, we knew we were going to turn the dial all the way up. And at the end of the day, this past Saturday, dancing in the weight room and understanding that we've learned a lot of very valuable lessons. We are better coaches. We're better players. We're stronger as a team. We've been through, a lot of adversity, a lot of travel, a bus that broke down again. So those are the things that early in the season, I think, as a team, you want to go through, albeit, it's always humbling, when the scoreboard reflects the way it did. So thank everybody for their support. And I think what the guys are hearing at home and what they're hearing, are good things, that we needed to go through these battles, and hopefully we're ready to go now.
You bet. As we come back here locally, again, tonight's game here at Shields Field, let's look forward to the Northside Legends. Just about said another name there. Apologize. But so the Legends are coming out here to Shields Field, a couple of D1, caliber talent on the field, possibly. But, again, what's the game plan? What's coming up against Northside?
Oh, you said it. I mean, and once again, back to the previous 2 weeks, now we get to face, another several Division I type athletes, big offensive line, defensive line, physical team. They're fast, all those things that we were utilizing the last couple weeks to help us get ready for when we enter, the SAC. So here we go. We're looking for our guys to continue to get better, our coaching staff to continue to get better. We know that we've already been in these situations. We've faced, Division I athletes in the backfield and out at receiver, and the game has been very fast. So I think we're prepared that way. And again, like I said, I think the mental side is in a very good place. Been keeping a close eye on that, and our guys are ready to go. And, this will be, I think another way in which we can evaluate, who we are, but even more so now what we can do in the SAC and going forward.
And it's game 3 of a really tough 5-game opener for you guys this year. I mean, you're running the gauntlet early, and the kids seem to be responding. But specifically, you talk about tweaks, changes, things like that. Yeah. More of a signature running attack this week, or what's it look like coming from the offensive side of the ball?
Yeah, for us, it's ball control. I think getting back to who we are. I mean, you learn so much, right? I mean, and so the big discussion was identity on offense. Who are we? Who are we able to be? What kind of skills and talents and size and other things do we have that we can build on? And that's been a big discussion this week. So, back to running the football, play action pass, things that we need to do, want to do. It's Bishop Dwenger football.
Sure.
And on that side of the ball, it's execution, it's doing your job, and that translates then into defense, doing your job. We had some young guys out there, and which was probably obvious for those that watched the game or were present, that we had some schematic breakdowns. As we did on offense, they were just more glaring on
Sure.
defense. So tidying those things up and simplifying, right? So let's simplify. Let's do things well. We like our scheme. We like our guys. We think we got everybody in the right place. Now it's just, excuse the term, it's said so often, but, do your job mentality, and then let's execute at a high level on special teams. We've put our special teams in some tough places, backed our punter up and, had some big plays against us. So let's tidy that up. So it's really a do your job. Let's focus on the little things, reduce the penalties, make tackles, stay on our blocks, all those basic fundamental things.
Sure. And tell us quickly about this week in practice. Have the kids responded? Have they done well? Seen the effort continue?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I would say yesterday, or Wednesday, was one of the best practices I can remember being a part of. It was long, 2.5 hours. It was physical. We had goal line. We had, our block teams. We had our special team. Everything was physical. As we often say, let's crawl off the field. Wednesday, those guys crawled off the field. I mean, it was a Friday night type of atmosphere, physical. We almost had to quick whistle it a few times, and so that's a positive sign.
Sure, you bet. All right, Coach. Well, I think that's about all the time we have, so I can't thank you enough for being with us today, and best of luck. All right.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Bishop Dwenger Football on the Saints Sports Network. We are broadcasting live from Shields Field on the campus of Bishop Dwenger High School, where tonight the Saints open up Summit Athletic Conference play with a showdown against the Northside Legends. Before we get any farther, we'd like to begin with an opening prayer, and for that we turn to Father Michael Ammer. Father?
So let's pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and this beautiful weather, this opportunity to come together, and please bless all of us, all the fans, all the athletes, that they remain steadfast in their path towards holiness, towards the path ultimately to heaven, and protect them from injury and harm this night, and to lead all of us to your merciful heart. We ask this all in your Son's name, amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Father. And now we'll listen in live here on the PA to Father Bobby Krish.
Players, athletes, coaches, you've given them to the best of their abilities. Please bless all of us. Help us to come to know you and to love you more deeply today and always. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And now, please welcome the Bishop Dwenger Marching Saints with the playing of our national anthem.
All right, a big thank you to the Bishop Dwenger Marching Band for that wonderful rendition, and also thank you to Father Michael Ammer for the opening prayer, one of the co-chaplains here at Bishop Dwenger High School. And with that, we welcome you once again to Shields Field. I'm Eric Pete, joined tonight by Kevin Burns, fresh off his Irish sabbatical.
Go Irish, yeah. What a trip. Loved
What
it.
a trip.
Yep.
I bet you enjoyed yourself quite a bit across the pond, didn't you?
I did. It was a phenomenal little vacation for my wife and I, and got to see Notre Dame take on Navy, and it was a heck of an experience. I recommend it to everybody.
Awesome. Well, we are here at Shields Field, and tonight we're hoping for a great ball game here. It is the conference opener. After 2 weeks of non-conference play, a lot of the teams are looking at 0-2 records as they face their familiar SAC foes. And for the two teams here tonight, probably the two teams that are most looking forward to finally getting a chance to play an SAC opponent, huh, Kevin?
Yeah, I think this is a pivotal game for both clubs. They're both 0-2, took some pretty good losses in both of those games, and I'm sure they both have this games circled on the schedule, as this is when their season really starts, and it's right here. And after last year's big game and the whole video piece with Northside, I'm sure that builds into this tonight, Eric.
That's right. You mentioned the 0-2 records for the Legends coming in at 0-2. They lost week 1, 26-13 against Northridge. And then last week they go down to Lawrence North and drop another one, 35-13. So 2 tough losses, but the big question mark from those 2 losses is when would we see their star wide receiver and cornerback heading to Notre Dame, Tay Johnson. He is in Jersey tonight, Kevin, and looks like he will make his season debut against the Saints.
Yeah, he was warming up on the field, and it looks like he has his pads on. We've heard other reports that maybe he might not play tonight, but my guess, Eric, is that he's going to be on the field tonight.
He is an electric player. We'll talk about him throughout the broadcast. But meanwhile, for the Saints, also 0-2, and their 2 losses coming very in lopsided fashion. 51-7 at home to Brownsburg in their home opener, and then last week 57-0 the final score at Moeller down in Cincinnati. That game taking place at Mount St. Joseph University, and you saw it right here on the Saints Sport Network. No beating around the bush, Kevin. It was Bishop Dwenger's worst loss in program history, and it's her first time starting 0-2 since 1977. And if nothing else, I think that tells you 2 things. Number 1, it just speaks to the winning tradition here for the Gold Helmets. And number 2, just the fact that Coach Garrett is going out there with no regard for the record. He's just going out there to get his guys ready and ready for the postseason, getting them as much experience against adversity as they can. And he's not worrying about all the numbers and what those are going to say.
No, and I totally agree with you, Eric. And I think what his thought is that it's not the beginning of the season that is so much important as it is the end of the season. And if this prepares them for a potential city run or a potential sectional title, then it's all for good. The downside is you hope that it doesn't prevent injuries or not prevent injuries, but you have a bunch of injuries and it hurts their confidence. But I don't think either one of those is happening, and I can't wait to see what they bring tonight.
This matchup, as you mentioned, Kevin, it's had its drama throughout the years. Bishop Dwenger, coming into last year's matchup, had won 12 straight in the series, but last year up at Chambers Field, it was a 32-27 victory for the Legends. They rallied for victory behind 2 late touchdowns, back-to-back touchdowns to win the game after Bishop Dwenger had built a 2-touchdown lead in the first half. And that was a game where we saw Tay Johnson on display. He had 12 catches for 140 yards as he torched the Saints defense. And many fans, again, waiting to see if he's going to be on the field for a similar effort tonight.
Yeah, and I think tonight you're a couple of things to watch. One, last year we really hurt ourselves with penalties and some really timely penalties on big plays that got returned. So that's one to watch. The other is the kicking game. One, we have to contain their kicking game in the punt return and their kickoff return. But also, when they punt, they have some real struggles with their snapper and their punter. So we could take advantage of that piece in their kicking game. So watch that. And then lastly, let's be physical tonight. It's time to be physical. We've gone up against some really big lines, both offensively and defensively, and tonight we match up pretty good.
That is right. We are excited for this one. The Legends getting set to kick things away. The last time they paid a visit to Shields Field, it was a 10-7 Dwenger victory in the 2021 sectional championship. In fact, 3 of their last 4 meetings have been decided by a single score. We could have another one of those here tonight. We are underway, and the opening kickoff dribbles out of bounds, and the Saints will have excellent starting field position to start this ball game. Yeah,
this in the video I was able to film, that I was able to watch the kickoff, that they did this often. They pooch it short, and Saints are going to get a good field position here in the first drive. Can't wait to see what they do. I anticipate maybe they're going to have them kick it off again.
Yeah.
That's just their choice.
Well, we've seen Carter Minix just has not gotten a lot of touches so far in their first 2 games. They would love to get him going not only in the kick return game, but in the receiving game as well, and they think this might give him an opportunity to do just that.
Yeah, and I might even move him up closer to the 20 or 25 because this particular kicker He'll probably prove me wrong, but he's not been able to get it deep very often.
So they will kick off from the 35 instead of the 40. We've got a beautiful evening here at Shields Field. Temperatures in the 70s, sunny with a nice breeze. You missed a good one last week, Kevin, when we were suffering in 90-degree weather down in Cincinnati. No such problem here tonight.
No, it's beautiful.
This one is popped up, and once again out of bounds, and I think the Saints will just keep playing this game as long as they can, maybe.
Yep, good strategy by the Saints. They're going to move them back again, so they're going to have to put it in the field of play. Again, this was one of my points of the game, was their kicking game, both punting and kicking off, and it's coming to fruition here early in the game.
So they'll line up for a third time here. Still no official play has happened on the clock. You know, as you look at that last game for Northside, we mentioned the final score, but don't be fooled, because the Legends were very much in that ball game. They were down 14-7 late in the first half, and had a QB sneak that could have tied the ball game going into halftime that was called off because the quarterback's helmet popped off, and they negated the play. And instead, they coughed the ball up a couple times in the second half, and Lawrence North ran away with it. This one, squibbed down the center of the field, bounces up right into the hands of Minix, and he is following some blockers across the 35-40 to midfield and across the 40-yard line inside, and they will be starting near the 30-yard line of Northside.
Really good run by Carter Minix, a little squib kick, and Carter picks it up, goes to the right, some good blocking over there, and we got great field position.
And you know what else we have is a flag on the far side of the field, early indication against the Saints.
So this is what happened last year. Same thing, big plays, and then a flag like this takes it back. But okay, so we got two of my things already marked off my checklist there: kicking game and limit the penalties.
Yeah, it is a holding call. You know, limiting the penalties was one of the bright spots from last week's game down at Moeller. They only had 3 penalties the whole ball game. One of the things the Saints did well. And of course, I would say another bright spot, honestly, is the health of this football team. They've got a lot of players healthy right now. They are well conditioned. They've been able to play, all 4 quarters. And we've got Max Carey back in the lineup tonight as well.
Maximilian's back, and love to see him on defense. That'll help that defensive backfield.
Well, after all the shuffling around, it's a 1st and 10 Saints at their own 35. Hand off up the middle for 3 on first down.
The Saints made a little change in that they've moved man Tittman back to tailback running the ball, took him off defense a little bit, and Toby Tittman back running the ball for the Saints.
Yep, that is Toby, not to be confused with all the other Tittmans in the backfield. 2nd and 7. Springer fires it, nearly intercepted. That is looking for the intended receiver at about the 43, but falls incomplete.
Yeah, not a lot of room over there. Went to the short side. There's a lot of red, white jerseys over there. So see what we can do here on 3rd down. Give our quarterback here some time to throw the ball, Ethan.
Time has been at a premium for Springer in the first 2 games, constantly trying to elude the rush of those big Brownsburg and Moeller linemen. 3rd and 7, they'll hand it off. Trent Tittman through the middle with a full head of steam. He's got a nice gain, but he's going to be about 3 yards short of a Saints first down.
Yeah, big decision here. We've seen Coach Garrett take chances like that when he thinks he can control the line of scrimmage. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps his offense on here. The other thing is Northside has jumped a lot during the first 2 games, and maybe they'll try to draw him off here and get a first down on penalty.
Trent just picked up 4 yards on 3rd down. They just need 3, and we're going to take a timeout. Timeout by Coach Garrett, and we will step aside. Early first quarter action here, scoreless with 10:43 to go in the opening quarter. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
How did Snyder do? Did they win? They played East Noble,
East Noble,
didn't they?
45-28.
I think they're the team this year.
Fourth and 3 as the Saints line up. Their offense stays out on the field. Split back, Springer hands off to Trent Tittman, trying to get a push, and he does. Blue jerseys push that pile forward, and it's a Saints first down.
Sometimes you just got some will, and Trent Tittman has got that. What a play, great effort, and big first down there in the first quarter.
Moves the chains for the Saints, and they've got the ball placed at their own 48-yard line.
You know, this is what Northridge did. They really got to the second level and really ran the ball pretty efficiently, and I think Dwenger is doing the same. And unfortunately, I think we got another penalty.
Yep, early movement there, and penalty number 2 against the Saints. Well, down at Moeller, Bishop Dwenger came out with their opening drive and marched the ball 30 yards up to the midfield stripe. It was a promising start to the ball game, and they were stuffed on third down, had to punt it away, and that's when things started going downhill. On the other side of the football, it was Preston Smith taking it 79 yards for a punt return touchdown. Saints hoping for a better start here tonight, and that time it's Toby Tittman. He'll take the ball, gains the penalty yardage back to the original line of scrimmage.
The offensive line is making some good holes. When you get 5 yards a chunk, it's really good yardage. It really will set up our passing game here later.
A lot of those runs were going for a yard in their first 2 weeks, and now they're seeing that push that they've been working towards. That time good for another 3 yards across the midfield stripe to the Legend 49.
Yeah, Northside's got a couple really good linebackers. They blitz a lot, especially on third down. They had a lot of good pressure on Northridge and Lawrence North. So it was the running game that really hurt them. But when they got into third and long, they put pressure on the quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see how our offensive line holds up here on third and long.
Saints need 6 yards for a first down. Springer to throw, fires, and deflected at the line. He did have an open man out at the bottom of your screen. He was looking to get the ball to Xavier Garrett, but instead it's going to be 4th and long, and the Saints will have to punt it away. So penalties do make a difference on that drive, and the Saints ultimately cannot convert. Drive stalls near midfield, just like their opening drive a week ago. Johnson in the game. He is back to receive this. It's going to take a Bishop Dwenger bounce inside the 10. They'll try to down it near the 1, and they're going to call it a touchback.
Really tough one there. He could have downed it, but trying to get a little bit more yardage, you just never know what's going to happen with that bounce.
That's right. So the Legends will take over. Bishop Dwenger is celebrating 60 years of Catholic school excellence. To celebrate 6 decades of shaping Saints, we have many special celebrations coming up throughout the year. Check out our website and follow us on social media for all the details. So here comes the Legends offense. They are led by the senior signal caller, Dylan Scheibel.
They got 2 really good running backs, both seniors. Look for Camden Johnson to get the ball a lot. Number 4, although he's not lined up there right now.
Scheibel to throw on first down. It's a screen for Johnson. Tate across the 25-30, spins his way up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, good play by Tate Johnson. Good blocking on the outside. We got to tackle better. We got to be physical on the outside. This is what they're going to do. Use their speed and space. Really good job by Northside there.
Johnson's first offensive snap of the season, and the Legends offense wastes little time to get him the football. Can't say I blame him.
No.
They'll call number 3 early and often tonight. Spread things out this time. Trips to the top of your screen, and they'll hand it off, trying to fight for yardage and not finding any.
Yeah, good play by Nick Pelkington there, closing it off. That was number 2, the running back, Chris Granger. He's a 5'10", 170-pound senior running back there. You'll also see number 24 come in, Malik Moore. He's listed as a wide receiver, but he played a lot of running back in the first 2 games.
He's lined up at the bottom of your screen right now. 2nd and 7. Scheibel fires to Johnson, catches it, follows his blocker, making some men miss, and he's across the 45 near a first down, but the ball is out.
Yep,
it is a fumble, and it is Bishop Dwenger football.
Someone had a big hit over there, Eric. I couldn't see. It was a pile of Saints, but the ball came out, and Saints recover.
Lots of congratulatory pats on the sideline. Trying to get a number. It looks like number 80 was getting a lot of congratulations. And there's no 80 on our roster. That's how it always works.
It may have been Tommy Poore, number 90.
That may be right. I think you are right. So Tate Johnson coughs up the football, and the Saints will start in Legend territory at the 47. No score so far in this one. 7:13 to go in this opening quarter. Springer through the middle, and just about a yard for Tittman on that carry.
Yeah, this is just old-fashioned. We're lining up, and you kind of know what we're doing, and we're going to run right at you. Good job by Northside there, closing the gaps up.
I like seeing Toby Tittman back in the backfield. Toby and Trent, probably your 2 strongest runners as they try to get some additional push in the line tonight. Second and 9 Saints. The Legend front shifting around. Now a man in motion for Dwenger. Springer rolls, looking for some time to throw, and runs out of time. He does a nice job stepping up into the pocket and actually gaining a yard on the play.
He did. They were trying to get their big tight end Lehrman out here one-on-one with Tate Johnson. But again, like I said, their pass rush is really good. They did it in the first 2 games. There's just not enough time for Ethan to set up and throw.
Would love to see that matchup down the field, looking for the 6'8 Lehrman against the 6'3 D1 recruit. Of course, Johnson playing the defensive back position, that is what he is going to translate to at the next level at the University of Notre Dame. Springer fires, has a wide open Carter Minix, making some men miss, and he's inside the 35-yard line with a first down.
Yeah, really good throw and catch there from Springer and our man Carter Minix, and a good first down, good 3rd and long there, good conversion. That was a good, strong throw. Set and throw. I think you got to think about getting Carter's the ball a little bit more too on a jet sweep, or maybe line him up in the backfield every once in a while. He's just too talented not to get him the ball more.
Just had 2 receptions for 10 yards last week as Toby Tittman fights forward for about 5.
And again, we're controlling the clock. We've had the ball most of the first quarter. This is what you want to do. Keep the speed off of the field and the big plays from Northside's offense. So good job by the Saints offense here controlling the ball.
The Saints controlled the clock last week. They had the ball almost twice as much as Moeller, but that was because the Crusaders would strike so quickly on offense. And that's going to be a third penalty against the Saints.
You know, they probably practiced this all week about going on 2 because Northside jumps all the time. And we just got to be better, mentally tough in these situations.
That will wipe out the 5-yard run by Tittman on first down. Mark the ball at the 34-yard line, 2nd and 11. Inside 4.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And the Saints trying to keep the ball moving on their second possession of the ball game. I formation, here's Springer. And Tittman is hit immediately down in the backfield.
Yeah, number 52 got in there pretty quick. Devon Haney, 6'2", 270-pound defensive lineman. And he shed his block pretty good there, gave no room to run.
One of their leading tacklers from a year ago. 3 sacks last year, and once again finding his way into the backfield on that play. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12 for Springer and company.
We're going with 3 wides here and a tight end on the line. So 1 back.
And Minnick's got a lot of room to operate on the bottom of your screen. They'll look that way, firing across the formation and cannot connect. It looked like there was a bit of a miscommunication with the route that Minnick's and Lehrman ran.
Yeah,
nearly ran into each other.
Yes, they never have 2 receivers in the same spot, and Ethan had to get rid of it. And not a good play execution there, and you know we're back to our 4th down here. Normal 4th down territory, I would think, for our group here. See what happens.
Yep, 4th and 12, but sitting on the 35-yard line, you're kind of stuck in between. You're not in field goal range yet, so they'll go for it. Springer fires it down the sideline, single coverage. Lehrman cannot get there, and it's going to be incomplete.
Well, they got the matchup that they wanted. They had size advantage and actually had a step, but just overthrown. So sudden change for the defense here on turnover.
And unfortunately, because of the defenses that they've been playing against and the little amount of time that Springer's had to throw, they have not had a lot of opportunities to practice those deep routes.
Right. It's a timing thing for sure, and it just wasn't there on that one.
So the Legends take over at their own 35-yard line.
And Camden Johnson's the tailback this time for the Northside Legends. And
they'll fake it to him and fire it across the formation, across the 45, and thrown out of bounds. That time on the pattern was Javius Davenport.
Yeah, really good play design there. Fake the tailback and then get your receiver out into space. And they've really done a good job here early getting in space.
That penalty will go against the Legends. So that will wipe out that nice gain on first down.
Another penalty. We've seen, 6 or 7 penalties in this first quarter.
So the Legends on their second possession. Of course, Tay Johnson coughed it up the first time.
First and 10.
Ball is on the 36-yard line. Scheibel hands it this time. And Johnson takes it up close to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, good job by the Saints closing that piece down. The Legends offense had some real trouble in the first 2 games handling blitzes. So I would suspect that you'll see a variety of them from the Saints tonight. And that one was a run blitz, and good job by the Saints shutting that down.
Gain of 4 yards on the play by Johnson, of course transferred from Homestead a year ago. Here's Scheibel, hands to Johnson again. He's crossed the 40 but runs into a big group of blue jerseys after a short gain.
Yeah, another good play by the Saints. A whole mess of blue there. Very good. And let's see what happens here. This is where the Legends had struggled. If we can put some pressure, the quarterback is not I wouldn't say a great scrambler, but if he has time to throw it, he can put it on the money. And it's more of short passes, not so much deep passes. When he throws it deep, he's throwing it up and trying to have someone make a play.
Fires it into the flats. Johnson's got a block. He's across the 45 and has a first down.
Okay, so that's the second time or third time they've run that same formation. And our DB's going to have to start reading that a little bit and come up physically and make some contact. That was way too easy on third down.
Fresh set of downs at the 47-yard line as we tick down to a minute and a half to go in this first quarter. Still scoreless here at Shields Field. 4 wideouts for Scheibel. Handoff, and that one is good for maybe a yard. On the carry that time, Chris Granger.
Yeah, Matt got a little lucky. I think he may have slipped a little bit, but we'll take it second and long here.
Second and 9, Legends.
The Legends also have a Division I recruit, a Purdue recruit on the offensive line, Jordan King, as well.
Handoff this time through the middle with some space and near the 40-yard line. Davenport taking it into Bishop Dwenger territory.
Yeah, good hole by the offensive line of the Legends there. Couple missed tackles, arm tackling again, and good job by the Legends getting first down, and they've crossed onto the 40 here. First time this quarter.
30 seconds left in the opening quarter.
Clock rolling just under 30 seconds. Showing Bliss off the edge. And another.
There's some motion before the snap, and once again it's going to go against the Saints.
This is unlike a head coach, Jason Garrett, coach team with all the.
That turns a 1st and 10 into a 1st and 5 and opens up the playbook a bit.
Yeah, I would expect here's the time that you could take a shot down the field on 1st and 5 and inside the 40-yard line. So be careful here, a little fake, and watch these receivers going deep.
Got trips to the top of your screen. Johnson is there. Instead, they'll go through the middle and pick up the first down inside the 30-yard line as we reach the end of the first quarter. Still scoreless here at Shields Field after 1 quarter of play, and the second quarter right around the corner. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
What if we told you there was a restaurant that combined live music and a casual patio experience with an unmatched dining experience? And what if we told you about the open kitchen, letting customers see the process, including the wood fire grill, which makes for the best steaks, seafood, ribs, and more, that goes so well with craft cocktails and perfect wine pairings? And what if I told you this restaurant was on DuPont Road in Fort Wayne? Black Canyon Restaurant. Let the experience begin.
Tippmann Group is a family-owned business that's proud to call Fort Wayne home. We build cold storage facilities all around the United States, run one of the largest cold storage companies in the nation, and lease office space in Fort Wayne, like inside the Lincoln Tower.
Hi, I'm John Tippmann, president of Tippmann Group, and our family has been part of the Bishop Dwenger family for many years. We are a proud supporter of Dwenger Athletics. Go Saints!
The air quality, as well as basement, crawl space, and slab waterproofing solutions for residential homes. Call their experts to improve the health of your home. Back at Shields Field for the second quarter, and the Legends are on the move. Ball resting just inside the 30-yard line, and a 1st and 10 for the Legends. So far, the only thing that has stopped the Legends has been the fumble on the opening drive. Other than that, they've been moving the ball, and Tay Johnson has been productive. Here he is with the ball in his hands, trying to make some people miss, and does. Finds the edge inside the 20 at 15 and falls forward near the 10-yard line. Looked like he might have lost his shoe, too.
He ran out of his shoe.
That's the only thing slowing him down.
This is what speed will do. I mean, that was very well played on the outside. We thought we had him contained, and he just ran around everybody. Really good play by Tay Johnson there.
That's just the type of play that makes him so special. Announced his commitment to Notre Dame back in June, called it my dream school. And he's got some lofty goals, wants to win a national championship with the Irish. Why not? First and 10 Legends. Inside handoff for Davenport, and he finds the 10-yard line with ease. It'll be second and short.
Yeah, this offensive line for the Legends is just making huge holes right now for the running backs. Doesn't matter which running back's in there. We got to get tighter down there and do a better job of letting our linebackers fill these holes.
Gain of 6 on first down. Legends on the doorstep. The ball resting on the 10-yard line. Scheibel looks over the defense, hands it off again. Johnson, yes, inside this time, close to the 5-yard line.
Yeah, Christian Lozado on the stop there, but it's going to bring up third and really, really short, couple inches maybe. They might measure.
That is what they do. Got some early scores, Kevin, from around the SAC.
Yeah, we've got Carroll up 13-0 on Southside. Bishop Luers up 14 on Northrop, and Snyder up 14-0 on Concordia. Homestead up 7-0 against Wayne and New Haven, and DeKalb tied at 7.
So they're going to measure it. That looks like it's going to be just shy.
It is ever so short of a first down. That Homestead-Wayne game is really intriguing. You've got an 0-2 against a 2-0, and nobody knows if Wayne is that good or if Homestead's that bad, or if it's somewhere in the middle.
Right. I'll tell you, Wayne's got some very, very good receivers.
Yes.
A lot of speed, good pass catchers. There's something to watch there.
Third and inches at about the 5-yard line. Here's the snap. Scheibel. Camden Johnson looks like he's got the first down. He does. They'll mark him at the 4. It'll be first and goal, Legends. We'll see if the Saints defense can stiffen up here.
Yeah, I'd really like to try to see if you can hold them to a field goal or a field goal attempt here.
Sleep on Southside, though. They're going to be a talented squad and keep all the kids there.
10:18 to go, first quarter.
They were the small school 7-on-7 champion over the summer.
Man in motion, that's Pearson. They'll fire to him in the flat,
Ooh,
looking for the
there.
opening, but cannot get there. Saints are there to provide the hit and then keep him wrapped up and prevent him from falling
looked like
forward.
Ryan Groves with a great hit and only a 1-yard gain.
The first time we've called his number, Jamari Pearson, very talented junior for the Legends. He's getting a number of looks as well from D1 universities. Pearson's already picked up offers from IU, Louisville, and some other MAC schools as well. Second and goal now from the 3. Scheibel fires it, and Tay walks into the end zone. His first touchdown of the season, and the Legends are on top 6-0 here in the second quarter.
Yeah, well-designed play there, brought right underneath. No one was on him and walked into the end zone. So good job by the Legends taking that ball right down the field, and we've got to get some pep back into our step here and start moving the ball on offense.
Adrian Guzman, the senior, lines up for the PAT.
These points sometimes can be very important in these games, so we'll see what happens here. We've traditionally, and there it is.
Bad snap. Scheibel picks it up. He's going to try to get to the edge, but cannot. And the Saints are there to stuff it out. So it's going to remain 6-0. Legends on top of the Saints here with 9:23 in the second quarter. We'll step aside. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network. Years of Catholic school excellence. We'd like to welcome you to join us for our 60th anniversary homecoming festivities. Don't miss out on food trucks, the Black Hawk helicopter, and post-game fireworks at the homecoming celebration. That's when the Saints take on the Homestead Spartans September 15th right here at Shields Field. That is 2 short weeks away. This is the time of the season where we usually end up saying, can you believe the season will be our third over after tonight? It never fails.
I know, before Labor Day, right?
Yeah.
We're 3 games in.
And yet it feels like we still know very, very little about a lot of the teams in the SAC.
Yeah, that's what's a little interesting this year with everybody playing different teams. It's really hard to gauge.
Right. Another squib kick. It's going to pop up. And on the return across the 35-40, a nice hole on the return for Bishop Dwenger, and that's Ryan Groves.
Yeah, good job by Ryan picking that ball up and advancing. Again, the Saints have good field position here. Let's see if our offense can take advantage of this. We had good field position in the first kickoff. We had good field position after the punt or after the fumble. So let's see if we can do something here.
Saints have been keeping the ball on the ground for the most part tonight and picking up 3 to 4 yards a pop. You have a feeling they're going to have to get the air game going a little bit as well if they want to challenge this north side defense. It's a wildcat formation. Minix around the side and will pick up 6 yards on first down.
Yeah, a little something different here, a little wiggle to the offense here, running.
Yep.
Carter Minix as the quarterback. Very good run, 5-yard gain.
Just another way to get the ball into the hands of your playmaker. And it's been a bit of a struggle trying to get him worked into the offense, as Springer just has not had a lot of time to throw thus far this season, but they'll stay in that same formation this time. Minix again on the run.
There you go,
bounces off the line inside the 40, 35, 30.
Oh.
One man to beat on the sideline and gets taken out of bounds by Tay Johnson inside the 20.
It's going to come back for another penalty. It seems like every time we get a big play, we've got a penalty. I don't even think that would have mattered. He was really good job of bouncing in and bouncing out. So
just has such great vision and immediately saw the hole was there on the right side and bounced it outside. Really unfortunate for Carter, and you can see he's disappointed as he steps to the sideline as well. Just still waiting to break out with that big playability that we saw a lot last year. He'll get his chances.
Yes, he will. There's plenty of games here. It's just unfortunate here for 2 today.
Yeah.
He makes some big plays, and they're called back for holding.
So the penalty yardage just takes the ball back to where they started on that series. 1st and 10 Saints at the 46. Power formation for Springer. Another formation penalty against the Saints.
It's just it's so undisciplined right now by the Dwenger offense, and this is the third game of the year, and you think some of these kinks would be worked out by now. It's just cannot do this to your offense.
Highly disappointing for the Saints.
That pushes them back to their own 49-yard line. First and 15. Saints have shown that they can move the football against this team. They've just got to do it consistently and without any penalties negating those yards. Now I formation, Springer under center. Will fake and roll to the left. Fires it to Minix into double coverage and cannot quite get there.
Yeah, it looked like he had maybe had a step on him, but the safety, Tate Johnson, made up for the gap there, and actually good ball down the field. No one can get to it. Good way to stretch the field, but good defense. That was good defense by Northside.
Well, you said it. Tate Johnson just covered a lot of ground there and turned that single coverage to double coverage in a hurry. So they go for the big strike on first down. That leaves them with a 2nd and 15. I formation again. Handoff to Toby Tippmann, but a little bit of a collision in the backfield, and Tippmann loses a yard.
Yeah, and it didn't look like they had their handoff correct, which way to go. And I know Toby's been playing a lot of defense these first 2 weeks, so but we should have that down by now.
Fortunately, Toby able to hold on to the football. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Saints. Here is Springer, fires it to the back out of the backfield, and he is lit up. Gus Tippmann just went backwards, and the big hit applied by number 56. That's Jamie Roy.
Yeah, really big hit. Tried to do a swing pass, but he was not fooled by that.
So once again, a promising Saints drive, unfortunately derailed by a couple penalties, and they'll have to punt it away. 7:45 to go until the halftime break.
And again, this is where things could get dangerous. We've got to make sure we're covering well. And
punt is blocked. Braden Aguirre has it blocked, and it is picked up and returned for 6. Woo! Touchdown legends for Rashawn Carpenter.
That wasn't even close. Good snap. Maybe a little bit slow on the punter, but he ran in there. What a play by Northside Legends there.
Just an outstanding individual effort by Carpenter. Led the team in tackles last week. This time comes flying through the line, gets the block, gets the recovery, and the touchdown. Wow. So a huge turn of events there. The Saints are probably thinking about trying to lock up Tate Johnson on the back end, and unfortunately they let a man through. Now it looks like the offense might stay on the field to go for 2 here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to chase the point now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to worry about this till later in the game. But I mean, the way that they're rolling right now, wouldn't you? You'd think, why not try it? And I'd keep an eye on number 3. Same formation that they had on the touchdown.
It's going to be a timeout by the Saints. So we'll step aside as well. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Hi, sports fans. Sean McBride here, inviting you to try the barbershop experience. St. Joe Center Barbershop, located at the corner of St. Joe Center and Maplecrest, prides itself on professionalism, cleanliness, and a family-friendly atmosphere. In their 3rd generation of family ownership, they have a combined experience of over 125 years. Give them a call at 485-6981. It's my barbershop of choice. That's St. Joe Center Barbershop at 485-6981.
Check out new merchandise arriving weekly in the Bishop Dwenger Spirit Shop. Order letter jackets, pick up a Traditions shirt, or find the perfect gift for the saint in your life. Shop is open Wednesdays or all the time online at bishopdwenger.com. Well, not something you see every day, a timeout called on the point after attempt, but Coach Garrett wanted to talk things over there. As a result, he did burn their second timeout of the first half.
Yeah, you want to try to sometimes keep those timeouts to later in the half in case you've got a chance to do a 2-minute drill, but I don't think he felt like he had the right personnel out there on the 2-point conversion. So
here they go. Scheibel fakes a handoff, tries to keep it himself through the middle, and the Saints are there to stop it. So once again, Gold Helmets stiffen up on the attempt, and your score remains 12-0. Legends on top with 7:32 to go in the first half. Well, we've seen the Legends do it, Kevin, on offense and on defense, and technically special teams on that punt return for a touchdown. And for the Saints, you're going to have another shot at the offense here. You've got plenty of time in the first half to get something going. And it's really, the penalties have been the one thing that's seemed to take the air out of their offense once they get some momentum going.
Yeah, and the two things that sometimes you pride your team on are, special teams, right? A blocked punt, and then penalties. And those two things are the difference in this ball game, and is maybe not as well as Dwenger's played here, but if we go down and score before half, Eric, it's 12-7, and we're right back in this game.
Right.
So, let's think positive here and try to get a good drive. They're going to get good field position here. We've seen that from the kickoff and past. So let's see if our offense can take advantage of this.
Well, we saw the big play ability there by Carpenter. The Saints have a number of players with that same ability as well. One of them standing back to receive this kick right now in Carter Minix.
And the Saints made a little adjustment. They took out Ryan Groves and put Toby Tippmann in there to get the ball in the middle right there. Good.
He does take the ball, follows some blockers up across the 40-yard line.
Not that Ryan did anything wrong, but I think they wanted to get their running back in that position.
Right.
You might want to put Carter Minix in that spot, maybe.
Yeah, try to hide him there in the middle of the formation.
All right, good field position again. So this is on the Saints offense, the offensive line. Let's go. Let's get this thing going, and let's get some points on the board.
A lot of time left here in the first half for the Saints to get back in this ball game.
Yeah, coming back out with their I formation. Carter Minix down to the bottom.
It's going to be a quick throw out to Minix. Catches at the 45. Ducks his way outside and across the midfield stripe.
Yeah, good play. Good yak there, Eric. Yeah. Yards after catch by Carter Minix there. About a 3-yard pass, but turns it into about 9.
There's just never any hesitation in his game.
Nope.
He catches the ball, immediately knows which way to turn, which way to run, and how to make the defenders miss. So turning a short little formation into an 8-yard gain, and a 2nd and 2 for the Saints. Again in the I formation. This time it's going to be just enough for first down yardage. First handoff of the night for Russell Knipschier.
It's really close. They're not signaling yet, but
well, they're marking it at the 47.5, which is half a yard past the marker. And there it is.
Okay.
Don't know why it took him that long.
I don't
but
know either. We can see it from up here, and I don't have great eyes.
So chalk up another first down and yet another drive into Legend territory. Can the Saints capitalize this time? 7 minutes till the halftime break, and an I formation once again for Bishop Dwenger. Here's Springer to Knipschier, And a nice push up front takes the ball inside the 45 down to the 42.
Yeah, that's the kind of surge we want to see by our offensive line, and no one touched him 2 yards deep into the run. So really good job there by the offensive line.
So as disastrous as this has been for Dwenger in this first half, they're only down 12. You march it down here and cut it.
Another nice positive yardage play on first down, 2nd and 5 for the Saints.
High formation again, Springer.
Out of the eye this time to the first man through. Trent Tippmann runs into a pile and picks up maybe a yard.
Yeah, just a fullback dive, and Northside had that one read pretty well that time.
Bring up third down.
Third and 3 for the Saints.
Same formation. They'll stay in this high. Springer.
I formation once again. Here is Springer.
They'll turn hand.
It's going to
There
be
we
Toby
go.
Tippmann with
Toby
a lot of
Tippmann.
running through him and bulldozes his way over a defender down inside the 30-yard line with a big Saints first down.
Yeah, good. I got 36 blasts. That's probably not what it is, but that's what it looked like. And Trent Tippmann kicking out the defensive end and Toby following right through. Really good offense that time.
That's a beautiful hole right there.
Toby and Trent leading the way on the ground for the Saints. And they will set up shop at the 29-yard line with a first down. Same I formation, this time a rollout for Springer. Fires it, and over the head of Lehrman.
Yeah, it's pretty good coverage. Maybe a little early on the touch, but the ball was way too high for him anyway. And again, pretty good coverage by the legends there on our big tight end.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of space. Of course, he had the height to operate, but they put it too high for the 6'8 wideout.
Based out of St. Charles, Borromeo.
Going to be 2nd and 10 Saints.
Garrett Minix, your 2 wide receivers.
Same I formation. Toby Tippmann again with a nice hole. And again, falling forward after that initial contact. This time he's down to the 22-yard line, and it's going to be a 3rd and short.
Yeah, really good seeing Toby Tippmann run this ball. Hits the hole hard and then doesn't go down after the first hit. Gains something, right?
Yeah.
Something after the first hit.
It's hard to judge with how good Brownsburg and Moeller, not only good, but absolutely
3rd and 3 for the Saints. 4:41 in this second quarter.
And Brownsburg's top 3 team in 6A. High formations.
Here is Springer.
Turns hands.
Trent trying to fight his way for first down yardage, and he's got it. He's down to the 16-yard line.
Yeah, really good vision by Trent that time. The first initial hole wasn't there, and he bounced it a tad to the right and picked up some good yardage there. And this is what we love seeing, is offensive line taking control,
Right.
moving the chains.
4:20, clock rolling. Second quarter.
Well, the Saints have been outscored by over 100 points through the first 2 games. Only 1 touchdown to show for it in almost 2.5 games. And they're knocking on the door here. Can they finish a drive? Here is Springer. Hands it off.
Go,
Toby
Toby.
Tippmann with
Go,
some running
Toby.
room inside the 5.
Yeah.
And he is in for the touchdown.
They've really found something there on the short side of the field. A good kick-out block by Trent again, and really good run by Toby Tippmann.
Toby Tippmann over to the sideline. High fives galore for the blue jerseys as the Saints find the end zone for the first time tonight and just the second time all season long. Sometimes all you need is one score, Kevin, and
Absolutely.
then the floodgates open.
Gets it going, right. This point's big.
This is a big point. Can the Saints convert? Hold is good. Kick is up. Looks good, and it is. 12-7. The Legends lead, but the Saints are on the board with 3:54 to go until the halftime break. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network. to check out the newly launched Saints Sports Network. You're watching it right now. This is your home for all things Dwenger. Follow us on social media and subscribe on YouTube. For commercial placement and advertising opportunities, call the Bishop Dwenger Development Office at 496-4706. That's 496-4706.
Some scores, Eric. Carroll's up big on Southside, 36-0. Bishop Lures, 21. Northrop, 7. Snyder up big on Concordia, 35-0. But that Homestead Wayne, something to watch here, 14-7. Homestead winning, but Wayne getting a score there. New Haven up on DeKalb. East Noble up on Huntington North, and Bluffton over South Adams.
Okay. I have a feeling we'll know a lot more about the SAC after tonight.
So again, this is now it flips to us, right, on special teams to make sure that we don't give up a big play on this special team. And
they'll pop it up. Lucas Nguyen kicks it, and
boy,
across the entire formation comes the return man across the 35-yard line. That's Tristan Newsom.
Yeah, Brady O'Keefe. Good job, Brady.
Yeah.
Cut the edge off his right. Oh my gosh. Well, they got good field possession here for the Legends, so time for the defense to step up. It would be crushing if we gave up a score here before half.
At the same time, though, the Saints, their main objective there was to keep the ball away from Tay-Tay, and they did just that.
They did.
Now, the Legends have been able to work Johnson in with a lot of short passing patterns, and he's turned most of them into big yardage. Scheibel is going to keep this one himself. Trent Tittman follows him up in the backfield. That's a sack.
Yeah, I don't think that was a designed run, Eric. I think there's something happened there, and he tried to make the most of it. Trent just turned around and was there. So good job by the Saints.
We do have a flag. This one flew after the play was already over. Maybe a bit of extracurriculars going on. We'll see what the call is. The referees are talking about it. There was a Legends player on the ground, and that was Jordan King, the Purdue commit. Tough break for the Saints.
Just can't do this. Can't do it. This has just killed us.
Well, I didn't catch exactly what happened, but I saw Jordan King was on the ground, and they must have been saying that a Bishop Dwenger player pushed him there after the play.
I mean, here you are, 3 minutes left in the half, 3.5 minutes. You stop them on first down, no gain, and now we've moved them across the midfield. We got to play smarter.
So that makes it a 1st and 10 Legends at the Dwenger 48-yard line with 3.5 minutes to go. Trips to the top of your screen. Scheibel fires that way, looking for Johnson.
That was down.
Looked like it hit the turf, but they're going to call it a completed catch. It's the same thing. He got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he got back to the line, so it's not a big deal. Good tackling there and good swarming defense there on Tay-Tay Johnson that time.
Saints defense trying to bite in and follow the momentum that their offense started on that last drive. Toby Tittman cashing in for a Bishop Dwenger score. Saints only down by 5. Here is 2nd and 10. Scheibel to throw. He's running out of time. Trent Tittman is there. They can't quite get to him, and then the second rush does. Saints take him down for a sack, and the man getting the job done was Lewis Morris, a sophomore.
Trent Tittman got the initial surge and pressure on the quarterback, and they definitely were doing something down deep. And Dwenger takes their 3rd and final here.
Yeah, Saints take a timeout. They stop the clock with 2:21 to go, and the Legends facing a 3rd and 14. So maybe trying to get the ball back here, but first things first, you got to stop them on third down.
Yeah, and if you stop them on third down, not a bad timeout because their punting has been really bad. And to force them to try to punt here would be a good thing here with 2 minutes left. So, but you're right, Eric. We got to stop them on third down. So all for naught if we don't.
Yeah, yep. And I better believe that number 3 in the white jersey is going to have something to do with this play call that's drawn up on 3rd and 14. Tate Johnson, of course, we've talked about him already, but comes into the game a 4-star recruit. He's ranked as the number 13 athlete in the nation. His official title there is athlete because he basically does a bit of everything on the field. And he's the number 4 overall prospect in the state of Indiana for the class of 2024. I still remember as a freshman, he burst onto the scene. We saw him in week 2. When he was a freshman, we were playing up at Chambers Field, Bishop Dwenger.
I remember.
And he took a catch down the sideline, 37 yards for a touchdown, and we were saying, who is this freshman player who just turned that one up into a big score? And 3 years later, he has made quite the name for himself here in the 260. Johnson left a little bit early, but they're looking for him and fires it out of bounds. He came across the pattern and ran across the line at full speed. Maybe looked like he crossed the line before the snap, but it falls incomplete. In addition, the clock stops.
That's both wins for the Dwenger team there, and quarterback just threw it too high for him. So it's the snap to watch here. It's been the snap that's been really slow and sometimes on the ground. So I would suspect that Dwenger knows that, and they're going to come after this.
4th down, Brady O'Keefe back to receive this. Here come the blue jerseys. They do get the punt away. It's going to take a bounce inside the 20 and roll to about the 13-yard line.
Brady, don't do that. Oh my! Coach came out of me there a little bit.
Yep.
Although we know that happened last year with Carter Minix, and it turned into a big play. Normally we want the ball back here.
Right.
So.
Well, here you go. How's your 2-minute drill looking? We'll find out for the Saints. 2:06 on the clock. The Saints are going to start the drive with the ball on the 13-yard line. So you don't want to be too risky here.
No, you don't. You don't want to give the ball back to Northside at all here. You want to end the half with the ball. But this is where the timeouts, where you lose, taking timeouts in the first and the beginning of the second quarter. Oh, my gosh.
It's a fumble. The ball's on the turf. The Saints will fall on top of it. And they lose about 4 yards there. We've got a timeout by the Legends.
Sure,
they think they might get the ball back. Let's make them get some plays off. So a timeout on the field, 1:57 on the clock for this second quarter. Legends lead 12-7. We'll step aside. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Worco was founded in the late 1960s by my grandfather and a couple of his business associates, and my dad was the president from 1977 till 2010. Our philosophy is if you're not moving forward, then you're going to get left behind. For that reason, we became the pioneers of robotic orbital TIG welding, automated pressure welding. As a family-owned and operated business, we realized that our employees are our most valuable asset. We've invested heavily in them throughout the years, and they've given a lot back to us and to our customers in providing a high-quality product.
Oh, nice.
Back at Shields Field, big game breaker. It's Toby Tittman taking this one all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, like a little delayed draw there. Huge hole by the offensive line and really good run by Toby Tittman. That helps the field position a little.
That it does. So they'll get the chain set. And they'll snap the ball there. 1:40 to go. Springer going to try to make something out of nothing here, and he walks out of bounds with 1:35.
Yeah, getting short side, trying to make something happen. Well covered there by the Legends. Nowhere to go with the ball. And Ethan did the right thing. Get out of bounds.
No timeouts for the Saints, but the clock does stop after first downs. They still have 1:35 to operate here. Ball on the 38-yard line. 2nd and 11. They call that a loss of 1 on the scamper by Springer. Trips to the bottom of your screen. Springer going to be the opposite field handoff, the counter play for Tippmann, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards and gets out of bounds.
Yeah, same play they ran earlier here, and again, good yardage and got out of bounds, which is even the better thing here. 3rd down and 6, I think, coming up.
Big play for the Saints. They would love to get this one down the field and a score going into halftime. But you also don't want to give the ball back to the Legends. So very precarious situation if you are the play caller for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. What do they draw up on 3rd and 6? Here is Springer looking to the near side. Minix stop-and-go formation. He's got a step. It is caught by Minix at the 25, 10, 5. Touchdown Saints.
What a pattern by Carter Minix. A little stop and go. And Ethan Springer, best throw of the night.
You got that right.
Right on.
Springer on the money that time. We talked about it earlier. Just a matter of time before Springer and Minix hook up. Minix gets loose, gets the step, and scores 6 for the Saints.
And there's no flags, Eric.
Hallelujah.
No flags.
2nd touchdown of the quarter for the Saints, and they have turned this 12-point deficit into a 1-point lead.
They've got some confusion down there. I think they want to try to go for 2
they might
here.
try to go for 2.
They don't have a timeout, but plenty of time on the play clock.
Well, a 2-point conversion would give you a 3-point lead. That's the line of thought here. A 2-point lead doesn't really do anything for you.
Right.
Play clock still at 10. They've got plenty of time, but now they're making another substitution. No timeouts. 5 on the play clock. 4. Can they get in position? Springer's going to get this under center.
No, he didn't make it.
He does not.
It's just poor management on the sidelines. I got to say it. You got to be ready for this. You got to know ahead of time. I think Coach Garrett knew what he wanted to do, but they just didn't have the right personnel out there.
Yeah, the idea to go for 2 is a good one. Now, with the penalty yardage, do they try again or do they kick it is the question.
I do not see Wynn out there. There he comes.
Yeah, they're going to kick it now.
Out to sophomore, and they're going to just try to get this and get it up for a 2-point game. Here's another late arrival sub.
So Lucas
you don't see Coach Garrett that upset very often, but that one he was not happy that we didn't have the right personnel ready to go.
Instead, they'll try to boot this one through. Kick is up, got some nice distance on it, and it is good. So the Saints get another point on the board. They lead 14-12 with 1:20 left in the first half of play. We'll step aside. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
We are back at Shields Field, the crowd on its feet after that touchdown from Carter Minix. Beautifully executed stop-and-go route, and you said it, Kevin. Springer, his finest pass of the day, one of the few times we've seen him with a lot of time to set his feet and put it on the money, and he did just that.
Yeah, and how big plays can change a game, right? Like, we were a little stagnant on offense all the way. We make a really good drive, and then you get a two-minute drill, and we make a long pass, and all of a sudden now, you're ahead in the game. So, good job by the Saints offense.
It's going to be a flag there. It is an offsides penalty against the Legends.
Yeah, It's very hard. You don't see that very often either, where you get offsides on the return team.
Let's see if Wynn can put this in the end zone.
So they lined up across the line. It would be great for the Saints to get
kick it in the end zone. Yes.
Watch out for a little trickery if you're Bishop Dwenger. 1:20 remaining.
Or do they try to pop it up as high as they can and pin him deep?
That could be too.
45-yard line now.
Although I think if it was me, I'd rather just keep the ball out of number 3's hands.
No doubt about it. You got to trust your defense deep down there.
Tay Johnson almost looks like he's hiding back. He's standing at the goal line at the bottom of your screen. They do kick it deep. Looks like it'll be the end zone, and it is. Touchback.
Northside will take over first and 10 from their 20-yard line.
Nice play by Nguyen. So here come the Legends, and now on the other side, they have 2 timeouts, but they also don't want to give the ball back too quickly here to the Saints.
No, and they got to be careful. I would bet they'd come out and run it here just a couple times to see if they get any yards.
Right.
And then maybe take a deep pass, but try to run some of this clock off.
Or maybe a safe screen pass like we've seen them do tonight with Tay Johnson.
Right. You don't want to take a sack. That's the...
80 seconds till the halftime break. Tay Johnson lining up at the bottom of your screen in the slot. 4 wideouts for Scheibel. Saints showing some blitz. Reverse to Tay, looking to throw, fires it, has a man open.
Oh my gosh.
And that one is nearly picked and then nearly caught. Max Carey into the lineup for the first time this season, had a beat on the ball. The ball went right through his hands.
Yeah, Max, I know you're hitting your head right now that you should have that one. I know he's got to catch it with one hand, Eric. That's the reason. I mean, you can't have 2 hands up there.
I wonder how many times we can make that joke until it's run dry.
And then it goes through his hands and almost hits the Legends receiver. Well, that's good. I mean, that stops the clock if we're thinking about trying to make them punt, right?
Yeah. If you're a receiver, you're not even ready to catch that ball because you're expecting it to be caught by the defenseman.
Right.
Big hit there by the Saints.
Yeah, Nick Pelkington coming up from a safety spot. Big hit there. I'm sure they'll let this run all the way down and probably run it just to end the half here.
Yeah, 3rd and 10. 50 seconds and counting, still 22 on the play clock, so they can take this one all the way down inside 30 seconds if they'd like. 3rd and 10, 3 wideouts. Scheibel will snap with 6 on the play clock. They'll hand it off, and that one's going to be across the 25-yard line. So the run there by the Legends is going to bring up a 4th down. Camden Johnson on the carry, and the Legends content to let this one down, let it run down to 0, I think. Right now, just 10 seconds on the play clock. Does not look like they'll line it up. So after 2 quarters of play, we've got a good one as advertised. 14-12 Saints right here at Shields Field. And now they're going to blow things dead just for a second. We'll check to see. And that is the end of the half. I'm not sure why they had that.
I don't either. That was a...
In any case, after 2 quarters of play, it's 14-12 Saints. We'll step aside, be back with the halftime show, and check on some scores from around the SAC. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Hi, sports fans. Sean McBride here, inviting you to try the barbershop experience. St. Joe Center Barbershop, located at the corner of St. Joe Center and Maplecrest, prides itself on professionalism, cleanliness, and a family-friendly atmosphere. In their third generation of family ownership, they have a combined experience of over 125 years. Give them a call at 485-6981. It's my barbershop of choice. That's St. Joe Center Barbershop at 485-6981.
Worco was founded in the late 1960s by my grandfather and a couple of his business associates, and my dad was the president from 1977 till 2010. Our philosophy is if you're not moving forward, then you're going to get left behind. For that reason, we became the pioneers of robotic orbital TIG welding, automated pressure welding. As a family-owned and operated business, we realized that our employees are our most valuable asset. We've invested heavily in them throughout the years, and they've given a lot back to us and to our customers in providing a high-quality product.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's one-car, two-bedroom apartment with a home office/home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen/art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the two-car garage/rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Halftime here at Shields Field. We've got a good one. 14-12, the Saints over the Legends in a ball game that was 12-0 in favor of Northside not that long ago. The Saints putting 2 touchdowns on the board on the ground with Toby Tittman and then through the air on the hands of Carter Minix. And the Saints are in business, Kevin.
Yeah, that first quarter was really dominated by some really bad penalties, and boy, did they turn it around in the second quarter. Had a really good drive. Offensive line kind of took over, and Toby really ran really well. And then a really good 2-minute drill. They started that drive, way back in their own territory, had a couple draw plays, and then a really nice execution of a 56-yard pass on a little out and go or a little stop and go, and a good connection.
Yeah, we call it an effective 2-minute drill, but it took only about 45 seconds.
Right.
So that's how effective the Saints were with their play calling. So credit to the coaching staff there. And I want to give another kudos to the coaching staff for, after falling down 12-0, these kids, after what they experienced in weeks 1 and 2, could have very easily said, here we go again, and started mailing it in. And that is not what we've seen out of the Saints tonight. They kept engaged in the game. They kept their heads up, and they kept fighting. And we saw throughout the first quarter they had their chances. There were glimpses of what they could do. And as you mentioned, penalties kind of held them back. But I think these kids knew that, hey, if we can just get a drive going where we don't get in our own way, we can really get something special going, and that's what we saw in the second quarter.
100%. They did not hang their heads, down 12-0, and it just took a little spark. And just excellent job by the offensive line. They really took over there in the second quarter.
That they did. We have some stats from the first half as well as we take a look at some of the top performers for the Saints, and I think there's some familiar names.
Yeah, so, Ethan Springer, only 10 attempts, 4 completions, but the big one was down the field for a touchdown, and that couldn't have been any prettier. From a rushing standpoint, this is what you like to see. Toby Tippmann, 12 carries for 81 yards.
Yep.
Carter Minix getting a couple rushes as well for 21, and then Trent Tippmann, 4 carries for 18. So good rushing stats there for the first half, and not a lot of receiving, but Carter Minix is our leading receiver with 3 receptions for 76 yards. So good stuff there, and then I got to mention defense because Trent Tippmann just plays with his, heart out there. He's unbelievable, and 7 tackles so far right now for Trent. He's been all over the field, disrupting the north side offense. So good job by Trent Tippmann on defense.
And a main cog on the offense as well. When he's not carrying the ball, he's providing the lead block on a lot of those plays from the fullback position, that initial man in the I formation. So he's doing a lot of the dirty work down there tonight, and he is going to be a big part of their success if Bishop Dwenger is going to get the ball going this season.
Absolutely.
So really good to see there from the Tippmans and Minix. At some point, if you're a play caller, you don't want to overthink things. Number 5's your best playmaker, and you want to try to get the ball in his hands as early and as often as possible. That's what we've seen tonight. We've seen some short patterns, some long patterns. We've seen the Wildcat formation. We've seen putting him where you can in kick return formations to get him the football. And like I said, don't overthink it. If he's your best player, try to let him touch the ball as much as you see. Of course, that's the same line of thinking the Legends have had with Tay Johnson, and that's paying dividends as well. So the Stars are out tonight, and so far they've delivered on both sidelines.
Absolutely. The new offensive coordinator, Akeem Kelsaw, he did an excellent job of throwing those hitches, and then at the point that he needed him to use the hitch and go, he used it, and it worked perfectly. And he has mixed in some other things here in the first half. So good stuff there on offense later in the game here. So look forward to the second half, see what happens.
Absolutely. It is halftime here. We can see the Bishop Dwenger Marching Band, and Tuffettes were out there earlier. Just a great environment here on Washington Boulevard. And, of course, we have a new addition to the stadium here up at the north end zone. Of course, if you are here, you see the Jumbotron resting right above the scoreboard. It's pretty cool, I've got to admit, Kevin.
It really is. Lots of advertising opportunities for people out there if they want to advertise, but really good. It looks great.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks phenomenal.
We might want to just throw out the number there. We might as well if you'd like to get involved with advertising opportunities. A lot of great ad exposure. We've seen a number of them up there tonight. Just call the development office, 496-4706. That's 496-4706, and get your ad on the brand new Bishop Dwenger Jumbotron. Excellent addition there. Well, let's talk about a little bit across the SAC. As we look at some of the scores tonight and the first 2 weeks, we're starting to see things sort themselves out. And, of course, Snyder so far has established itself as the class of the SAC. They started 2-0, one of only 2 teams to be undefeated through the first 2 games, along with Wayne. That's really one of the big takeaways heading into week 3 for me, is that out of the 10 teams in this conference, 7 of them are staring an 0-2 start, as a lot of teams shot for the moon in their scheduling and playing up to some really high-caliber opponents weeks 1 and 2.
Yeah, I really think that overall this is going to make the SAC much stronger and much stronger as we get to tournament time. Some of the games that teams have played here, and first glance here at the scores in the city, like Carroll big on south side. That's not unexpected. But Bishop, Lures, and Northrop now battling it out. 21-14. Lures is up at half.
Yeah.
Snyder's up big on Concordia, but that Wayne Homestead, really interesting to watch. Homestead 14, Wayne 10.
Yeah.
So Wayne's defense hanging tough with the 6A team there. And then a couple others. New Haven is always a good team here in the 4A sectional that I think we'll be in as well.
Right.
They're up on DeKalb 22-7.
Yeah, if you look at that 4A sectional 19, right now between New Haven and East Noble and Leo and Wayne, between those four teams, they are all right now all ranked in the top 20 in Class 4A. And so for Bishop Dwenger, this is no cakewalk. There are some quality opponents in that sectional.
Not at all. It's going to be a tough sectional, and great to see it because I all think that every one of them could win it, right?
Right.
Like it's going to be very interesting on draw night to see how that whole thing plays out.
Right. Yeah. You've probably got 5 or 6 teams that can realistically claim a reasonable shot at a sectional title. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, as you mentioned, the landscape of the SAC, one interesting thing that I like noting, if you're the Northside Legends, we talk about the schedules that come out, and if you're on the smaller division, you don't have to play all the big schools, right? You only play 3 of the 5 teams in the opposite division. And the Legends are one of the beneficiaries of the schedule this year because they don't have to play Homestead or Snyder all season. In fact, if you look at their schedule, after Bishop Dwenger, they play Concordia, Northrop, Lures, South, and then Wayne. So they're probably going to be favored.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They're probably favored in all those games until maybe Wayne.
Right, until maybe Wayne. We'll see how Wayne shakes out. But then they don't have to play Snyder or Homestead at all. They don't play Carroll until the final game of the regular season. So you could see the SAC title come down to that final week with Carroll against North. But, of course, a lot has to happen before that.
Right. But that makes it interesting this year for sure, Eric.
Right.
And every year after that, as they start this rotating schedule piece of who you're playing and who you're not, it could play out for the city a lot of times coming down maybe to the end.
And it also gives those smaller schools a shot because any given season you only have to play 3 of the 5 big dogs. So you might luck out and, maybe the 2 best teams in the conference you don't even play that year.
Right.
And you can still win the conference.
Right.
So it really does level the playing field a bit. And, boy, if nothing else, it gives us something fun to talk about here.
For sure. For sure.
We could talk about it for a while. Any of those scores stand out to you? Anything surprising at this point as we look at the halftime scores across the SAC?
I think it's Wayne, to be honest, and they've got obviously a great coach there out at Wayne, and he's been, at other schools and has done a phenomenal job. But for them to hang with a 6A team like that, it's 14-10, and I think that's the one that's most surprising to me.
Honestly, there were a lot of people picking Wayne to win that game, in fact, and I think. Maybe the demise of Homestead was slightly exaggerated, perhaps. They played Carmel really close
well.
in week 1.
Yes.
They probably should have won that game.
Right.
And then they did have a stinker in week 2, losing to Noblesville 42-0, and Noblesville not near the top of their conference historically. But they do play that really tough 6A conference, Hoosier Crossroads in the Indianapolis area. So maybe that was an off week. We'll see about Homestead, but they might still be one of those upper echelon teams in the SAC this year.
The other one I think is, Northrop was down to Bishop Lures, and they have come back. If you had to look at another one here, it's 21-14, but so you gotta watch that one as well. The other ones I think that are probably holding
about what you expected.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we will continue to update scores throughout the evening. But that's going to do it for your halftime show. We're going to take a break and be back to preview the third quarter of action after this. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's 1-car, 2-bedroom apartment with a home office / home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen / art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the 2-car garage / rehearsal space insurance.
Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
Back at Shields Field, just a couple minutes away from third quarter action, and we'd like to remind you folks that the inaugural Saints alumni basketball game will be held at Bishop Dwenger on Saturday, September 16th. If you're a former player, call up Coach Matt Kostoff, get some more information, and sign up. So here we go, Kevin, just a couple minutes before the third quarter, and if you are Bishop Dwenger, you got to figure that you're going to try to keep grounding and pounding out in this second half. They started the game on the ground, trying to establish the advantage down in the trenches. I expect them to come back to that to start this second half.
Yeah, I would think that they got to have some confidence after what they did here at the end of the half. And if we can limit our penalties here, I'm going to say that again, if we can maybe limit the penalty piece, I think we're going to be in great shape. Again, I believe Northside will get the ball here in the first or the second half. So, man, a good 3 and out would be awesome, Eric, to get that momentum going back to the offense.
Yep. Well, Northside, if you go back to that game against Lawrence North last week, they were close. They were down a score at halftime, just like they are here tonight. And really the game turned in that second half when the Legends had a couple big turnovers that blew the game open. Of course, that was one of Dwenger's bugaboos a week ago as well. They coughed up the ball 5 times last week up to Moeller, 3 fumbles, 2 picks, and then they had 5 other drives that were 3 and outs. So it's got to feel really good for these Saints to finally be on a level playing field, so to speak, back in the SAC, back against a competitor that's more at their level. When you talk about those first 2 weeks, I know the scores were lopsided, but folks, we are talking about the best of the best when it comes to nationally recognized powerhouse programs in Brownsburg and Moeller, which, by the way, we should mention the Bulldogs of Brownsburg, after they came here and beat Bishop Dwenger in week 1, week 2 they followed that up with a 2-touchdown victory over Cathedral. So Brownsburg is for real. 45-31 over Cathedral. Right now they're ranked number 2 in Class 6A. So, as the season progresses and you see those 2 opponents continuing to prove that they are head and shoulders above the rest of competition here in the Midwest, you start to get maybe a feeling that the Saints, they were just not on a level playing field at all.
Yeah, I would think the biggest difference was the line, the size of the lines for both offense and defense, and those are just big factors in the game of football, and they were just gigantic. And maybe Brownsburg, I don't know what third gold helmet team they were looking for. They're not playing another gold helmet team, but. When Brownsburg can beat a Cathedral, who's the reigning 6A, oh no, they weren't the reigning 6A because Center Grove won, but they had a very good. They won at 5A.
They won at 5A a couple years in a row, and then last year were bumped up to 6A.
Right. I mean, Brownsburg's legit, and they're gonna compete for a 6A title, no doubt about it. And man, the video that I saw of Moeller is they're one of the top teams in Ohio, and what can you say about Ohio football, right?
Off the charts. Here is the opening kickoff, fielded at the 6. Here comes Newsom looking for the edge, and the nice pursuit there, stringing that out to the far sideline, and The Legends will start inside their own 20.
Yeah, just great coverage there, getting him pinned under the 20. That's a goal, right? On any kind of kickoff team goal sheet, you want to keep them inside the 20, and that was excellent coverage by the Saints.
So the Legends back out on the field. Couple D1 players in Tay Johnson and Jamari Pearson. We'll see if they try to work them into the offense here in the early going.
Yeah, great atmosphere here. Let's hope our defense here. This would be great to get the ball back here for the offense here, deep in their territory.
Saints bring the pressure off the edge, and a big hit there by the Saints, but not until they get 11 yards on the run.
Yeah, number 2 for north side. That's that Chris Granger. He's had a couple carriers today, and man, did he scoot through there pretty good. And
did.
That was a good play on first down. That changed a little bit of the field position that we had gained on the special teams.
It was a perfect play call when Bishop Dwenger brings the edge pressure. They send it straight up the middle and had some green area in front of them. So an 11-yard scamper by Granger on first down, and they're up to the 28-yard line. Here's Scheibel. Will hand it off to the back. Granger again fighting his way through and still churning those legs up to the 35, 36-yard line.
Yeah, just that's the old Redskin, Washington Commanders, but back when they were those old, bring the guard and tackle on the pull around, and really good job by the Legends there with the run, with the counter tray there.
For a second, I thought you were calling the
No, I wasn't. I was
Redskins.
going to the NFL piece of that where they had the hogs and pulling their guard and center around. Got to watch what I say these days. It's the Commanders.
Second and short, trips to the bottom of your screen. See if they take a shot here. Nope, they keep it on the ground. And it's another big gash through the middle.
Man,
this time it's Johnson, but we've got a flag in the backfield.
This might be a hold. That's usually where
it is. We've seen a fair number of penalties called on both sides tonight, and they've all come at inopportune times.
Let's see if we can take advantage of this here.
Yeah.
They have just gashed us here early on with some runs, and
Bring up second long for the Legends.
Second and 12, they'll place the ball back on the 26-yard line. See what the Legends draw up on second and long. Tight trip formation to the bottom. They go in that direction. Ball's on the turf. It's a fumble picked up by the Saints. Brady O'Keefe is there. And a bit of an extracurricular there. Tay Johnson getting into it. But they'll walk off the field. Bishop Dwenger football. And a sudden change brings the offense
big
back
play.
out on the
Brady
field.
O'Keefe, I think, with the fumble recovery. I don't think he ever had the snap or the pitch or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Never had it, and it fumbled forward, and Brady O'Keefe right on it. That's the turnover that we needed here.
That it is. So the Saints have a 2-point lead as they scored the last 2 scores of the ball game, and now have a great shot to add to that. They start this drive on the Legend 28-yard line. Back to that I formation with Springer under center. Here's Russell Knipschier through the line, pushing his way forward. Nice positive gain on first down. Good for 6 yards down to the 22.
You know, Eric, I just feel that this offensive line is gaining confidence. Like,
Yes.
we can do this. We can move the ball. And they have controlled it since the latter half of the second quarter. So really good job right now by the big blue men.
Second and 4. I formation yet again. Hand off again. Knipscher through the middle. Got some blockers. Pushes the pile.
Yeah.
He is inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal Saints. No. Does the ball come out? They're saying he's down. Legends said they had the football. I saw one of the officials come in and point at the ground. Both people, and they do. They give it to the Legends.
That's so
wow.
That's unfortunate because we really had him on the ropes there, running the ball, and
so the head judge must have overruled. I saw the top judge coming in, pointing at the ground.
Tay Johnson stripped it. Go back to it.
So it's going to be a fumble, and the Legends will start. Now the good news for the Saints, because of their offense moving the ball, Northside has to start this deep in their own territory at the 10.
And this is where they have to be careful as well, not to make a mistake. But this is important for our defense. This is important to keep them down here, Eric.
Yes.
And not flip this this field position right here. This is the time to be stout.
Go back to the live action. 9:40 remaining.
4 wideouts for Scheibel. He's going to roll to his right. Lozada is
Lozado.
there in his face. Christian Lozada brings him down. No, they're going to give him forward momentum.
Oh, boy, really good job, Lozado. And Lozado got the little pitch man and hit him. He wanted to flip it to him and then got the tackle. Beautiful play by Christian Lozado.
I thought Scheibel was going to try to get rid of that football, but he held on to it. Lozada takes him down. Of course, all the Saints faithful calling for a safety because he fell into the end zone, but the momentum was stopped at the 2 and then driven backwards. So that's where they marked the ball. 2nd and 18 from their own 2. Now what do you call up if you're the Legends?
Yeah, the Saints have switched up their defensive line at the last minute. They're putting a 4th man down on defense, and it's really disrupted. Oh, we got a flag here.
It's going to be a timeout. So the Legends call the timeout, and they will talk about things deep in their own territory. The Dwenger defense coming up big, and just a great sign there. After the change, the offense loses the football. The defense says, I got you, man.
Yep. Old Fred Tone saying sudden change there. I can still hear his raspy voice saying it. And Dwenger D doing it right now.
We'll keep it right here. 8:49 to go in this third quarter. Since 1982, the DeHaze Group mission has always been about exceeding expectations beyond insurance. Their mission is to provide outstanding levels of service and expertise to bring you the insurance solutions you need. Call DeHaze for all your insurance needs. So the Legends have to be careful. They're probably going to keep this on the ground, I would imagine. They've got a number of capable backs that were moving the football on that last drive before the fumble turned things back over to the Saints.
Yeah, I would suspect that they would keep this, at least try to get a couple yards here to give them some room to move. You got to watch the center snap here, too, to make sure that that's on line, being in the end zone.
Saints show some pressure. Handoff gets up to about the 2. Falls forward, might get a yard on the play. But a nice swarming defense by Bishop Dwenger. And the other question on the Dwenger sideline is, how aggressive are you with your defensive play calling? Are you sending the pressure and trying to get them stopped in the backfield?
Looks like a Bishop Dwenger Saint player is down.
Got an injury on the field, maybe some cramping. Looked like they're trying to stretch him out.
Hopefully he's all right. I didn't catch a number. Looks like cramping. That's a better sign.
So 8:28 on the clock. The staff's out there to check out the injured Saint.
I think it's Trent Tippmann, and I'm hoping that it's just something that he's cramping.
Yeah. We will step aside briefly. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Are you stressed due to your financial situation? Is debt ruining your marriage or relationships? Are you having a hard time making ends meet? We can help. SMA is a preferred Ramsey coaching consultancy that offers insights, strategies, and a pathway forward to financial freedom. Real advice, personalized solutions, and a real way to find peace and grow your bottom line. We offer a free initial consultation and a variety of plans to move forward. We don't judge, we help. SMA Incorporated, offering peace to the financially stressed.
The Bishop Dwenger Spirit Shop is your home for all official saintly swag. With new items arriving weekly, the Spirit Shop has something for everyone. From uniforms and accessories to gifts and game gear, the Spirit Shop can outfit the entire Dwenger family for any season. Located on campus in the gymnasium, we are open Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. or online anytime. Support your Saints in style and visit the Bishop Dwenger Spirit Shop.
Worco was founded in the late 1960s by my grandfather and a couple of his business associates, and my dad was the president from 1977 till 2010. Our philosophy is if you're not moving forward, then you're going to get left behind. For that reason, we became the pioneers of robotic orbital TIG welding, automated pressure welding. As a family-owned and operated business, we realize that our employees are our most valuable asset. We've invested heavily in them throughout the years, and they've given a lot back to us and to our customers in providing a high-quality product.
Good sign for the Saints. Trent Tittman able to walk off under his own power, in fact, jog off. He even tried getting back in the defensive huddle, but he's got to take a play out. Meanwhile, 3rd and long, 3rd and 17 for the Legends from their own 3-yard line. Scheibel needs to get rid of this football. He does down the sideline, trying to come back and make a play for it. It is incomplete.
Yes, good coverage there by Max Carey, and that ball's out of bounds anyway. Even if he would have caught it, it would have been out of bounds. So good job by the Saints defense, keeping them down here. And, man, we should get some really good field position here, Eric.
Well, first, let's see if we can get some pressure on that punt. We've talked about the punting game. That's been an adventure for the Legends. Even if they can't get to it, Carter Minix is standing back there at the 40-yard line.
Let's see if Dwenger just sets up a return here.
I mean, I think he's just going to try to quick kick this.
Yeah, I think so too. 2 on the play clock, 1. They get rid of it and just pooch it away. That one's heading towards the north side sideline, then bounces back in the field of play. Minix thought about it.
I know he did. I know he wanted to take it. But, man, we're getting the ball at the 32-yard line.
Yep.
So
you'll get your chances, young man.
That's right.
32-yard line is where the Saints will set up shop. And their offense has been licking its chops to get back out onto the field.
It's just a really good job by your defense. You know, sudden change, turnover, and
not only do you stop them, but you back them up even farther and then get the ball back on the 32. 14-12, still your score. 8:02 now left in this third quarter.
You got a Southmore A.J. Shefferly as the fullback going on right now.
He'll throw the lead block, but Toby Tittman stood up in the backfield, able to fall forward to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
Yeah, good fill by Rashawn Carpenter, a DB coming up and making a stick there.
Toby runs off the field, maybe a little gimpy. He's replaced by Gus Tittman.
And this is an area you might want to try to get Carter the ball, whether it's run or short pass.
Right.
Something here to get him involved in the offense.
They'll stick with the I formation. Handoff. Gus takes the handoff, and that one is blown up in the backfield. Big number 8, Josh Masasu.
Wow. Man, it looks like a hole, and then the fullback goes right through it, and then, man, does he shut that thing down. No gain there.
Masasu, the junior, just to tell you how good he is, he was their leading tackler a year ago as a sophomore. Still doing damage this year. 3rd and long, Saints. Split backs, quick handoff through the middle. Nice positive yardage, and you figure that Coach Garrett's going to try to pick up some yards on 3rd down and go for it on 4th.
Yeah, definitely in this area. It's too long for a field goal, and the punt just won't work. I mean, this is perfect 4th down territory.
Well, they pick up 4 on the play. So that does make things a lot more manageable on 4th and 6. 6:20 to go in this third quarter.
6:20, we're under. Clock rolling.
Split backs. Minix is at the bottom of your screen. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. And he is going to be stopped. Ethan Springer looking for some running room but not finding any. And the Legends take over. Quick 3 and out by the Saints.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Ethan's the best quarterback for an option, but I think they had set that up in the play before. They were trying to catch Northside off guard there, but didn't work. Good job by the Legends of shutting that down, and again, the defense needs to come up, try to keep it on this side of the 50 for us.
Well, we're less than halfway through this third quarter, and both teams have already touched the ball twice as the ball has just gone back and forth. Trying to escape. Nice pursuit, but somehow still on his feet. A short gain, but that 2-yard play took about 20 seconds, like and Chris Granger refused to go down.
Again, the Saints going to a 4-man line right at the last minute, and it's really disrupting their blocking patterns, and the Saints are getting into the backfield.
That they are, but
he
boy,
still
did they have
got 2 yards out of that. How did he do that?
He spun around, must have been 3 or 4 times, and seemed like every Saint had a chance to tackle him maybe twice, but finally able to fall forward for a gain of 2 or 3. Here's a second down for the Legends. Handoff again in the backfield. The penetration is there, but yet again the Legends fall forward. Excellent way to stay on your feet after the initial contact.
It's just a great run. It's a great run. I mean, we're in the backfield. We're getting contact in the backfield, and
you know, and the running backs for the Legends have had success tonight. That was one of the question marks for me for an offense that graduated Jonte Lambert last year. Just one of the best rushers, not only in the area, but in the entire state of Indiana. And then you had a weapon like Caden Hurst transfer to Leo.
Right.
They've had some guys step in and just be ready to play. So 2 excellent runs lead to a 3rd and short. They keep it on the ground and picking his way. They're going to be a yard short. Big decision time for Coach Ben Johnson. He's a yard short of a first down. They're on the 37. They need to get to the 38.
Now their punter's the quarterback, so.
Well, and he's looking over to the sideline getting some signals.
Right.
So they're definitely at least going to line up. Only 10 on the play clock, though. That's the type of play you'd love to get up there early. He's lined up far in the back.
Yeah,
I think he's going to punt
this is a quick kick, but I would also be.
They might let this go to delay of game and then punt it away.
Yeah,
instead they call timeout.
Northside call timeout.
That's one of those coaching decisions that you might want to have back at the end of the game.
No doubt about it.
In a close game, right now it's a 2-point game. We'll see if that comes back to bite the Legends. We'll step aside. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
What if we told you there was a restaurant that combined live music and a casual patio experience with an unmatched dining experience? And what if we told you about the open kitchen, letting customers see the process, including the wood fire grill, which makes for the best steaks, seafood, ribs, and more, that goes so well with craft cocktails and perfect wine pairings? And what if I told you this restaurant was on DuPont Road in Fort Wayne? Black Canyon Restaurant. Let the experience begin.
Back at Shields Field, since 1968, Tippmann Group has been a family-owned business providing that personal touch with all customers. Thank you to the Tippmann Group for supporting our Saints. So 4th and a long 1. Legends come out with 4 wideouts and at least look like they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Tay Johnson in motion. They hand it to him on the sweep, looking for blockers, cuts inside. Johnson's got the first down and then some up to the 40-yard line.
Man, looked like they had a push out there, Eric, that they were going to be able to stop him, but really good run by Tay Johnson. And gutsy call by Coach Johnson, but it worked and then executed well.
Well, he's putting the ball in the hands of his workhorse there. I mean, it honestly, it surprised me that it took that long for him to get a touch here in the second half. Tay Johnson converting and moving the chains. Fresh set of downs on the 41. And now trips to the bottom of your screen. Here's Scheibel. Hands off. Again, got some blockers, some good running room all the way up to the midfield stripe, close to another Legends first down.
He is just a hard runner. He is not that big. He's 5'10", 170 pounds, but man, does he run hard.
That'll leave him a half yard short of a first down, second and very short. Keep your eyes on number 3. Tay Johnson lining up the top of that trips pattern. Instead, they'll keep it on the ground. They've got another first down inside the 45. Legends continue to have success running through the heart of that Bishop Dwenger defense. And again, they continue to use the edge speed of the Saints against them.
Yes. Seems like every time we're blitzing on the outside, they are going right up the middle.
When we get penetration in the backfield, it's from the edge, and they're just running away from the pressure. First and 10, 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. Screen to Johnson, cutting inside the 40 and taken down at about the 38.
Good job by Ryan Groves coming up. They forced him inside. If he gets outside, that could be danger. Forced him inside, and the help came.
Yep. Tay Johnson just leaving his imprints on the game in all 3 facets. It's a rare talent that you see who can impact the offense, the defense, and the special teams. Also a heck of a basketball player. Word on the street is he's going to try to walk on to the Notre Dame basketball team as well. Second down run, and Granger breaks free down the sideline.
Got a flag.
There is a flag. It's going to be coming back. Northside already lamenting that one. We talk about the penalties and how big they are coming at just the biggest moments here. That one's going to negate the Legend touchdown, and instead they'll march this one back close to the 30-yard line.
And if it's a hold, I'm not sure why. I mean, you don't need to be holding that far down. Yep.
Yeah. So they do get the benefit of the first down, but they'll have to put the ball at the 29. Talking about Tay Johnson, one of the things that helped make up his mind to go to the Irish, a dinner meetup with Jalen Smith.
Oh.
They talked about it over dinner. Of course, Jalen, a Fort Wayne native, starred at Lures and then went on to play for the Irish at Notre Dame. That helped convince Tay to head to South Bend, this time going for the home run ball, and the defender had to try to knock that one away. Some extracurriculars, and finally the Bishop Dwenger gets the benefit of a flag, and that one is well called.
There's been a lot of jawing and back and forth the second half, and this might have got the Legends here. Let's not forget the coverage here by Brady. That was some really good coverage right on it. It's going to be unsportsmanlike, I believe.
That is the call. So the north side receiver had to try to come over the top to prevent the interception, and then had some extra Some extra love tap there in the end zone.
Correct. That was good coverage by. Very good coverage.
Yep. That one got
well-designed play, though. They faked it to Tay and then went deep, and Brady O'Keefe was not fooled. So let's see if we can take advantage of this, right? This is where we've been hurt with penalties, and if we can stop them here and put them into a very long third down.
Well, back-to-back penalties have pushed this one out to a 2nd and 25. They'll try to pick up some of that back on the ground.
Fumble.
Ball is out. Dwenger says they've got it.
No, he still got it.
Yep.
I believe it came out, and Granger got it back. But you got a long third down here, and this is what always scares me, Eric, because this is one of those you can just sometimes in the games they just throw it up, right? Yeah. And I think this happened last year where they threw it up and they just made and Tay Johnson just made a great play, right? Like there were two defenders there. So look for this. This is deep as the deepest here. Deep as the deepest.
And that's what scares me. They've yet to really try that deep route for Tay. You know it's going to come at some point. 3rd and 25 would be the time to pull it out. Can Scheibel get the time? Tosses it down. Here's Tay across the pattern trying to win the jump ball. He does not. Incomplete, broken up by O'Keefe.
Great job by Brady O'Keefe. And again, just what I was saying, they're trying to throw it up there, and great job by Brady O'Keefe. So good job by the defense, aided by a penalty, but we'll take it, and we should get the ball back here. Again, back to their punting woes.
Right. Well, if all goes well for the Legends, they could potentially pin the Saints deep in their own territory, but we're going to see. At first, they've got to get the quick snap there. Here come the Saints. They don't get to it. Minnick steps up to take the ball, somehow makes a man miss, and now reverses field across the 15, 20, 25, and then stepping out of bounds after a nice return.
Turn something, nothing out of something.
Boy, I thought he might call a fair catch because he had a north side defender
I know, right in his face.
About a yard away from him.
We have another flag down. Again, north side kind of switching the tables here. We had a bunch of penalties in the first half, and now they're having some penalties. And
well, again, just give credit to the coaching staff for Bishop Dwenger and ironing out some of those wrinkles and helping their guys keep their heads in the game.
And Coach Garrett, I think he wants to take the penalty. I would do that personally.
Yep, I think it was not unsportsmanlike on this one.
That gives your game breaker another opportunity to take one to the house.
Yeah, I'd make them punt this. You never know what's going to happen.
And that is up to the coach. He could have taken the 10 yards and added it on to the run by Minnick, but instead he's going to bet on his senior playmaker to do even better this time. And don't forget the Dwenger rush against the punter. See if they get another chance to get back to him. Punt just off the turf, short punt. It's going to take a Legend bounce, and
it's going to benefit, but you got to take that chance every time.
Always want to give your playmaker a chance. Unfortunately, that time didn't get his hands on the football. Nevertheless, 3 seconds left in this third quarter. It's been scoreless, but that's not to say we have been without drama here in this third quarter. Back and forth, both teams have moved the football. We've had a number of turnovers. And after all that, the dust settles. Bishop Dwenger still on top 14-12.
Yeah, good perseverance. And again, on this drive, sometimes it's not about, even if you don't score, it's about moving the football, taking some time off the clock, but getting your field position changed here.
Right.
So big drive here for the Saints offense.
I formation on first time. Springer fires, throws it to Minnick on the 20-25, and then spins his way out of bounds at the 30. pick up a 15 yards on first down, and that is how you start a drive.
Yeah, the DB was way off that time.
Yeah.
Not gonna get beat deep this time.
That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. Bishop Dwenger still clinging to that 2-point lead, 14-12, with 12 minutes left to play here at Shields Field. Back with the fourth quarter after this. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Tippmann Group is a family-owned business that's proud to call Fort Wayne home. We build cold storage facilities all around the United States, run one of the largest cold storage companies in the nation, and lease office space in Fort Wayne, like inside the Lincoln Tower.
Hi, I'm John Tippmann, president of Tippmann Group, and our family has been part of the Bishop Dwenger family for many years. We are a proud supporter of Dwenger Athletics. Go Saints!
Step up your snack game by offering healthy and delicious options from Fort Fresh Vending. Contact them to find out how to get a free vending machine in your business or school. Fourth quarter set to begin here at Shields Field, and it's going to start with a 1st and 10 play for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. 15-yard completion from Springer to Minix on the last play. This time again looking to throw. Minix is there, flushes his way, comes back to the football. They try to get him the ball, incomplete. And that's just Carter Minix trying to come back to his quarterback and provide him with an outlet valve.
Yep. And good job by Ethan eluding the rush and really putting that ball nowhere where anybody could catch it but Carter.
Yep. That's one of the things we keep complimenting in terms of Ethan Springer. He's out there. He's not worried about his completion percentage. He's willing to get rid of the football if it means, living for the next play and not taking a sack. Second down, the ball's on the turf. Do the Legends have it? Dwenger might have gotten back in there. Saints say they've got it. Northside comes out with the football. There, finally, the official signal. The entire Northside defense is already to the sideline.
Yeah, I don't know what defender shot in there, but man, it was like a rocket and big hit, big fumble, and man, talk about a sudden change.
Yeah,
this is big right here.
So a golden opportunity for Northside now. They'll come in with the ball on the Bishop Dwenger 24-yard line. The Saints defense has been stout throughout this third quarter. They'd love to get a stop here. Legends send trips to the top of your screen. Here's the snap. Scheibel handoff inside. That's Granger trying to fight for yardage, and a nice job limiting him to a couple.
Yeah, Tommy. I think it's Tommy Pori that time on the stop and not letting him keep his legs going that time. A good job by the defense there.
He just grabbed a piece of his jersey and hung on for dear life. Granger kept those legs churning, but Pori kept him in place until his teammates got there and finished him off. Going to be 2nd and 8, Legends.
You just think that at some point they're going to take a shot down the field here with Tay-Tay. It's just a good spot in the field to do it.
Tay-Tay's got single coverage at the bottom of your screen. They look in the opposite direction, have a man open. It's Pearson, and he lets it fall incomplete. Woo. I think the defender got up there and obscured his vision just enough that he missed that football.
Yeah, Ryan Groves on the coverage, got his hand up. He might have touched it, but at least he shielded him a little bit that he couldn't see the good throw by the quarterback. That was on target there, but good job by the defense.
It was a good pattern, and the receiver was open. Scheibel found him, but the defense just did enough to make the play. All right, 3rd and 8. Again, Tay-Tay's alone at the bottom of your screen.
They're going to run it.
Hand it off. Granger bounces off one defender. Can't get past the second. and a swarm swallows him up at the 25-yard line. They'll give him forward progress to the 23, but that's going to be 4th and about 8 for the Legends. Now, you're down by 2, but I don't think their field goal unit has the legs to get this one to the uprights.
I know they don't, Eric. So this is an easy call for Coach Johnson. And this, again, I know that they got a lot of playmakers, but this is the time you'd really want to put a pinpoint on number 3.
Going for it here, 4th and 8.
4 wideouts. Here is Scheibel. Has time, steps up. Can he get rid of the pressure? He cannot. Swallowed up from behind, and the Saints take him down for a turnover on downs.
Lewis Morris, one of those sophomores that are getting some playing time. Great job on the sack. Turnover on downs.
Just an endless motor by Morris because Scheibel stepped up and was able to start running forward and then was caught from behind by Morris. Never giving up with the play. Sometimes you get that initial penetration back behind the quarterback and you give up on the play. That did not happen for Morris. So the Saints defense up to task. Dwenger's offense has coughed up the football a couple times in this second half, and the defense has held firm. Here's a 1st and 10 run. Maybe a yard.
Yeah, Legends stacked that one up pretty good. That's a play that's worked pretty well, though, here. Lately it was a little blast on the outside, and Legends were there for that one.
9:36 and counting in this 4th quarter. Saints still up by 2, looking for their first win of the season. One of these teams is going to finally get in the win column tonight. The other is going to be staring at an 0-3 hole heading into week 4. Springer in the eye, looking to throw. Stop and go to Minix again, looking for him down the sideline. Jumping up to make the play. Carter Minix into the territory of the Legends.
Just a great play by Carter because that not bad coverage there, Eric, by the defensive back for the Legends. And Carter went up and got it. And again, another good throw by Ethan, putting it only where Carter could get it.
That was one of those plays where you see the chemistry on display between the quarterback and the receiver. And a lot of trust involved, too. I'm going to put the ball up, and I'm going to trust my guy to come down with it. That's what Minix did. So good to see the senior finally get some chances to put his handprints all over a football game. He's done that tonight.
Yep.
Saints are going to call timeout there.
They just weren't, and they just weren't good there. They came out, they didn't know where they were going. It was probably a good timeout by Coach.
Good timeout call. That's their first, so the Saints still have 2 more. It stops the clock with 8:39 to go in regulation. Saints on top 14-12. We'll step aside. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
The Bishop Dwenger Spirit Shop is your home for all official saintly swag. With new items arriving weekly, the Spirit Shop has something for everyone. From uniforms and accessories to gifts and game gear, the Spirit Shop can outfit the entire Dwenger family for any season. Located on campus in the gymnasium, we are open Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. or online anytime. Support your Saints in style and visit the Bishop Dwenger Spirit Shop.
Back at Shields Field, 8:39 to go. 1st and 10 Saints after the completion from Springer to Minix. Saints go back to the eye. Here is Toby Tittman's got some nice running through him, cuts it back inside the 40, and then gets a push from his teammates up to about the 37.
Yeah, they're really attacking that right defensive end, and boy, did Trent Tittman just have another phenomenal block.
Love seeing the Tittmans in the backfield. Taking down to 8 minutes to go, and the Saints content to use a lot of that play clock now because the clock is going to start to be a factor. It's 2nd and 3. Here's Springer in the eye, and Trent Tippmann fell forward just a bit early there. That's going to cost him 5 yards. He was just so excited.
I know, he's going to get the ball.
So instead of a 2nd and 3, it's a 2nd and 8. And the clock stops as well.
Yeah.
It's going to be really important to see here. If Dwenger can get a touchdown and make it a 2-score game, this clock is really going to start being a factor for Northside.
Ethan playing the play clock pretty well.
Yep, hands it off. Toby trying to cut up inside a block. He is going to be close to the 40-yard line. A couple legend players are slow getting up. We'll take an injury timeout here.
That's 72.
Looks like Tobias Delaney.
Yeah.
6'3", 260. So the medical staff attends to him, and we will step aside. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Are you stressed due to your financial situation? Is debt ruining your marriage or relationships? Are you having a hard time making ends meet? We can help. SMA is a preferred Ramsey coaching consultancy that offers insights, strategies, and a pathway forward to financial freedom. Real advice, personalized solutions, and a real way to find peace and grow your bottom line. We offer a free initial consultation and a variety of plans to move forward. We don't judge, we help. SMA Incorporated, offering peace to the financially stressed.
Delaney able to walk off the field under his own power. Great sign for legends right there. Meanwhile, they're going to try to slow down the Saints offense. Keeping it on the ground here after that Minix completion and trying to run off some clock. 7:19 to go. And now they'll roll the clock.
And this is where Ethan, he can really wait a ton of time.
Yeah.
They got the hard count.
That's going to give him 5 yards, and that's going to go from a 3rd and 6 to a 3rd and 1.
So great discipline by the Dwenger offensive line there not to jump on going on 2. We saw that earlier in the game where we didn't have that discipline, and that's a big play there.
Well, you mentioned that, Kevin. It's really been telling for me to see the growth of this Bishop Dwenger football team just in this ball game alone. If you look at how they performed in the first quarter to the fourth quarter, I mean, just the bell curve is enormous.
Yes.
Now a 3rd down. They still have 30 seconds on the play clock. They'll go ahead and hand it off. Toby Tippmann through the middle, and he's going to have a Saints 1st down.
Yeah, and this is where I would be talking to Ethan. Like, he snapped the ball with like 25 seconds left on the clock. Like, you don't have to do that at all. Let it go all the way down, especially if it's a run play like that.
78-6, Carroll, Otisell. It's a 2-hour and 13-minute game, folks.
This one ticking down towards 6.5 minutes.
Ball at the 30, 6:33, clock rolling.
And this time the Saints will take all of that play clock up. They come to the line with 8 on the play clock. 3 backs in the backfield. Following his blockers. How about that? Toby Tippmann pushing his way forward and hammering his way inside the red zone down to the 16-yard line.
Just some great at-the-point blocking to get Toby free. Really good execution by the Saints offense there.
Well, there's no love lost between these two teams, and you might see at the end of these plays the players giving a little bit of a love tap, as I said earlier.
It's been like that this whole second half, really.
Johnson tried to strip it as he did earlier in the second half.
Now inside 6 minutes to go.
And the white hat
Whistle, they're going to reset the play clock.
Oh, that helps us.
It does. They'll put it back up to 25 seconds. We'll see if Springer burns off some of that.
He's on it now.
He is.
Watching it.
Love this from Springer. This is good leadership right here. 10 seconds.
Now Springer under center, snaps it with 8. Hands it to Trent Tittman. And pushing forward inside the 15. Couple yards there. If you're the Legends, you've got to either hold them to a field goal or get the ball back in a hurry if they score a touchdown. But it's going to be really interesting because if the Saints get to a 4-down territory, or if they get to a 4th down, do they kick the field goal and give it back to the Legends knowing that a touchdown would win the game, or do they try to ice the game with another 1st down?
Well, that's a great question, and I hope we don't have to come to the decision,
Exactly.
but that's why Jason Garrett's the head coach.
2nd and 7. Springer rolls out looking to throw, fires it to Lehrman, jump ball, he cannot get there.
Yeah, I think Springer could have run the ball there a little bit, but
he tried to put it into the back of the end zone, so Lehrman had a chance to cut away from the defender, and he did just that, but still a little bit beyond his reach. So that's going to stop the clock.
Yeah, that's the only downside. The play call's good. Try to catch them off guard, but the downside is if you're incomplete, then you stop the clock.
Well, and like you said, that's something that Springer is going to learn with experience. This is only his 3rd career varsity start. 3rd and 7, Toby Tittman through the middle. And the Legends are there. So now comes that decision, Kevin.
Yep.
It's going to be 4th and about 5 yards. They're within field goal range. But do you want to give the ball back to the Legends? It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, with a 2-point lead, Northside doesn't have a great field goal team anyway, so they're going to probably have to score a touchdown anyway.
Even if you don't get it here.
Correct.
Right.
So
4th and 5. This is huge.
They'll line up 2 on the play clock, 1 on the play clock. They're going to have to burn a timeout there.
Yeah, and that's not bad.
Right.
Let's get together and make sure everybody's on the same page.
We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network. Back at Shields Field, and a huge 4th and 5 awaiting the Bishop Dwenger offense in what has been a heck of a ball game here. Could not ask for a better night of high school football. 14-12. We haven't had any scores since the 2nd quarter, but these two teams have been going back and forth here in this 2nd half, and the Saints trying to add the knockout blow. Power formation. Springer under center. Saints look like they'll keep it on the ground. Pitch back. Running, following blockers. Tittman fighting for the yardage. He's got a 1st down. Inside the 5, 1st and goal, Saints.
Really good blocking up front. Kind of a sweep with 2 lead blockers. Great job by the offense there. Big play, Garrett. Big play.
Coach Garrett trusts his offense. He trusts his seniors and puts the ball in the hands of his best senior running back, Toby Tittman. Toby picks up the 1st down, and now you're in an excellent position. 1st and goal from the 3, only 3.5 minutes to go. Springer under center. Hands off to the first man through, push at the line. Saints say they're in. Waiting for the signal. Touchdown.
Good for Trent Tittman. He deserves getting a touchdown tonight, Eric.
Trent Tittman takes it in. He was waiting to get his hands on the rock. You saw him with the false start earlier just because he was so excited about it. This time he takes it in for 6. The Saints go up by 8, and this PAT is going to make it a 2-score game. And with 3:22 to go, the Legends really behind the 8 ball if this kick goes through the uprights.
On the hold is number 2, Owen Zimmerman. And the lefty win.
Here's the snap. Guyen puts it up, and it's good. 21-12, the Saints have taken over this ball game. They've scored the last 21 points and have started to pull away from the Legends. We're going to take a break and be back. After this, you're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Welcome back, folks. Is the current economic climate causing concerns? Contact SMA for financial resources that will bring you peace of mind. SMA is a preferred Ramsey coaching consultant offering practical resources to set you on the right path. That's SMA.
Just a quick update. Homestead has pulled away from Wayne 34-10. And that Bishop Lures also has pulled away from Northrop 30-14. And then Carroll big, Snyder big, East Noble big.
Here is the kick on the return back. Newsom. It's going to be
tried a
reversal
little-
to Tate. Looking for the edge. Dwenger strings him out and only lets him get.
No, 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 no!
And there's going to be some words on the sideline. Just not necessary at all. Now multiple flags. And this is exactly what you don't want to see at the end of a game that's been so, hard played, hard fought on both ends.
I think this is going to be Tay.
That was a play. Tay Johnson came to the sideline. He put his shoulder down and leveled a Dwenger defender on his way out of the sideline, and it looked like the Dwenger sideline retaliated a little bit against Johnson.
Yeah, I know it's emotional, but gosh, you just can't do this stuff. But let's see, maybe it's not. It looked like Lozado on the hit, really good hit, legal hit, in play, good contact.
All I know is that when Tay ended up on the sideline, he came face to face with Lozada, and it didn't look like they were very fond of each other. So they'll call the double penalty.
And that's probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, the Dwenger crowd doesn't like it, but it's really tough to call that only one way when you've got two players that have a big hit and get up in each other's face.
Right.
How do you only penalize one of them?
Right. But how about the Dwenger return cover team not going for the reverse piece of that, stringing that out, and holding them within the 30. So this is the time we get the pass rush going and get a couple sacks here. And obviously, deep is the deepest right now, Eric.
So Scheibel's got a tough task ahead of him. 68 yards away from the end zone, and they're down by 9. You figure he'll chuck this one up to his D1 wideouts at least a couple times, Tay Johnson and Jamari Pearson. 4 wideouts. It's a quick string out to the running back. It is incomplete.
Yeah,
forward pass.
It was definitely a forward pass.
Looking for Davenport there. They were going to try to let the 3 wideouts on the top of the screen throw some blocks for Davenport, but that one ended before it started.
I don't think Tay Johnson's out there.
Well, you know what? He came up kind of favoring one of his legs as after that big hit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not out there right now. That doesn't mean they don't have athletes that can make plays. So
2nd and 10. Looking to throw.
Good pressure.
Eludes the pressure. Fires it down the sideline.
Oh,
and there's going to be Ryan
Oh,
Rose.
my gosh, that's not a penalty.
They're going to get him over the back.
I thought he timed it. Maybe he was a little early.
It was
Eric.
a bang-bang play, but anytime the defender comes over the back, they usually call that on him. He was trying to defend the pass, looking for Jamari Pearson. That's tough. That's tough. There were 4 players right there. 2 receivers, 2 defenders. Coach Garrett doesn't like the call, but that's going to give the Legends a first down. It bails them out from what was a good coverage.
Yes, right. And again, it's a 15-yard penalty. It's not the spot of the foul. So.
They're marching the ball up right now.
We're getting good pressure though, Eric, and that's got to be a good thing. You got to make him throw quick. That's what he did that time. He had to throw it quicker than he wanted to. So keep the pressure on here, Saints.
All right. Tay Johnson lining up in the Wildcat this time. He's going to roll to his left, trying to get the edge.
He's trying to throw it.
Buys some time, chucks it downfield. He's got a couple men down there, and it falls incomplete.
Yep.
Well, and
Tommy Porter got a good hit on him.
Yeah,
as he was throwing the ball, and
Johnson paid the price, and Pori, congratulate that young man reaching his hand down to help Johnson up, and Johnson didn't want any part of it.
No, he just dropped his helmet. He's walking off limping. He's had a tough night tonight.
Yeah.
Good job by the DBs though back there, knocking the ball down.
That's what we've seen all season by the Dwenger Saints, just not only embracing adversity but almost relishing it. Johnson out of the backfield this time. Some nice blocks. I think they're going to get a holding call, and there's another one.
Yeah, they're destructing right now here at Northside. I think that's their other D1 athlete that's going to get a.
Well, Thomas Pori, meanwhile, is making quite a name for himself.
Oh, and then we've got some.
Let's check this call. They're going to come and talk to Coach Garrett.
Whitehat's going to come talk to Coach Garrett. I'm going to show you the replay. It's behind the play, and we're not going to be able to see it.
So what it looked like is that, was it Jordan King who ended up on top of Pori?
I believe so.
And it looked like he wasn't letting Pori get up.
Right.
So the only thing they could possibly be looking at there is, did Pori, push him unnecessarily as he got up? I don't know. So there's the holding call. Okay. That's the right call.
Yep, sure
I think maybe he inadvertently pointed the wrong way with the initial call, because it looked like it was called against Dwenger at first. That was the right call. So 2:44 left on the clock, and the Legends are headed the wrong way.
That is devastating for Northside. Absolutely devastating. And the coaches now
Just can't say enough about the way this Dwenger coaching staff has gotten their kids to buy in, not only to keep their heads up after falling down 12-0, but to come out and physically impose their will for the last 3 quarters.
They could have hung their heads and said it's just here it goes again, but they didn't, and they battled back in that second quarter. And man, they've really been in control of the game, Eric, since that second quarter.
Well, you go back to that. The punt block for a touchdown.
Right.
So, I mean, if you think about Northside's offense has only mustered 1 score, and that was very, very early in the game. I believe, on their second drive. And ever since then, the Dwenger defense has stood tall and not allowed them in the end zone once.
And you know, Northside's they're an experienced team. There's a lot of players over there that have a lot of time, and they've just self-destructed here. They have lost their cool, and I think Coach Johnson's trying to rally them here a little bit and say, let's get it together.
It's a rivalry game. I mean, you got two teams here that have a history with each other. Both teams really relishing this opportunity to play their first conference game of the year. And let's face it, both teams aren't winless right now.
Right.
You got guys on both sidelines that are just really passionate, wanting to get in the win column. And that passion is definitely spilled over onto the field. And at occasion, it's lasted after the whistle's blown. It's going to be a 2nd and 34. They'll try the quick screen to the up top of his field. Pearson takes a big hit. Picks up some of that yardage
Some of
back.
it, but it'll be 4th down here.
Actually, 3rd. That was
sorry,
second.
3rd. He moved it. Okay, sorry. 3rd and 30.
So it should be about 23.
Yeah.
I think they picked up about 11 on that play. So still 3rd and long. 2:38 to go. Clock is stopped. Scheibel directing traffic. They'll shift the trips to the bottom of your screen. Pearson at the very bottom. They'll throw a screen to him.
Yep.
Catches it 35-40, trying to reverse field. And the Saints are there. Comes back across the formation. Lozada is there and does not let him out. Christian Lozada, your senior captain, snuffed that one out and said,
The Pearson he's trying to make a play, but man, he had enough yardage.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he would have got the first down, but he went backwards, and it's a big loss.
4th and long.
He's going to punt it.
Yeah, I don't know what you gain by a punt.
I mean, Northside has no timeouts left, so if you punt it,
yeah, well,
it's over.
That's the white flag right there.
Waving the white flag here is Northside.
It'll take a legend bounce all the way down to almost the 30-yard line, but that's a moot point at this point. Dwenger's going to take over with 1:34 to go. Northside cannot stop the clock, and we're going to see some victory formation for the Saints.
For sure. What a win for the Saints tonight.
Hard-fought victory. This game, really a lot of big plays in the trenches on both sides. And the Saints are going to come out of this ball game with their first win of the season. And oh, what a win it is.
I think I saw some development of Ethan Springer tonight too. Some really good. We don't ask him to throw the ball around all the way, and he had some really nice passes. 2 big throws to Carter Minix.
Right.
One for a touchdown and one changing the offensive field. So really good stuff.
Springer takes a knee. To your point, Kevin, both of those throws had to be perfect to be completions, and they were.
Right.
So credit Springer with that. Week after week, he's only going to build more chemistry with these receivers. And we saw that on display tonight.
They have scored 21 unanswered points against this Northside defense.
Yeah, I forgot about the block punt when you go back to that,
right.
Eric. They really have not done much on offense other than their first score.
Yep, and that's against 2 D1 wide receivers.
Yep.
They'll have to take one more knee, but this is going to get Bishop Dwenger in the win column. They'll improve to 1-2 on the season. Meanwhile, the Northside Legends will fall to 0-3. For Northside, the schedule does lighten up, though. They've got Concordia, Northrop, Lures, South before finishing with Wayne and Carroll. So this is that game we said if Northside can win this game, they might have a shot at contending in the SAC, but Bishop Dwenger had other ideas tonight.
Absolutely. Great win by the Saints tonight.
That's going to do it. Smiles all around. The blue jerseys will meet at the midfield stripe with the white jerseys. And the Bishop Dwenger Saints pick up their first win of the season, 21-12 over the Northside Legends. Saints win number 1 on the year. And for Coach Garrett and company, hopefully it's win number 1 of many more to come. We're going to take a break and be back to wrap things up from Shields Field. You're watching Bishop Dwenger football on the Saints Sports Network.
Is a family-owned business that's proud to call Fort Wayne home. We build cold storage facilities all around the United States, run one of the largest cold storage companies in the nation, and lease office space in Fort Wayne, like inside the Lincoln Tower.
Hi, I'm John Tippman, president of Tippman Group, and our family has been part of the Bishop Dwenger family for many years. We are a proud supporter of Dwenger Athletics. Go Saints!
Back at a very happy Shields Field, the Saints win 21-12 over the Legends. And just look at these Saints players after exchanging handshakes with the Legends, sprinting over to the sideline. This is just sheer exuberance on the part of these players, and they deserve it. You got to feel good for these guys, especially after the schedule that they had weeks 1 and 2. Kevin, I tell you what, when you have a schedule like this, when you shoot for the stars with a Brownsburg and a Moeller, you've got to have buy-in from the coach, from the captains, all the way down the roster, that you are going to experience some bumps in the road, and you're going to have to wait. There's that aspect of delayed gratification, and that makes tonight's win all the more sweeter, in my opinion.
It sure does, and, you got to look at it from a bird's eye view, right?
Yeah.
And not take it in the moment. And they certainly have done that tonight. And this team persevered tonight. That first quarter was not pretty, and they really did turn it around. You got to give them a heck of a job by the coaching staff and the seniors on this team.
And doing against a talented Northside squad with a couple big-time names. Tay Johnson, he had some screens that he turned into some big gains in the first quarter, but other than that, Saints kept him bottled up. Really impressive effort they did on number 1, number 3, and honestly, they roughed him up a bit, especially at the end of the game.
He's going to be sore tomorrow. Yeah. He is. I mean, they put some licks on him tonight.
It reminds me of a couple of years ago when they did the same treatment to Deuce Taylor when he was playing quarterback.
Right.
He took a licking. So the Saints emerge victorious. Couple final stats to go over. Kevin, what do you have?
Yeah, so good night rushing. Toby Tippman, 20 carries, 117 yards. Nice to see him back in the backfield. And then receiving again, Carter Minix, 5 catches for 122 yards. 2 big ones, obviously, 1 for touchdown, and then 1 a big change the field position kind of catch there. So great stuff there. And then I think they're, on defense, Christian Lozado with 7 tackles and Trent Tippman with 8 tackles there. And only 1 sack, Christian Lozado tonight. Lewis Morris had a sack. But, man, they were pressuring the quarterback all night.
They were. Getting into the backfield routinely. Lozada, he has a way of making his sacks and his hits quite memorable.
He does, man. That hit, the hit on Johnson here on the kick return was it was great. It was really good.
Couple last reminders and ads to fit in. We'd like to remind you folks that St. Joe Barbershop will keep you looking good all season with services for the whole family. St. Joe Barbershop is your hometown barber. And we'd also like to welcome a new advertiser to the Bishop Dwenger family, Black Canyon Restaurant. a full-service new American restaurant featuring in-house craft cuisine. Enjoy the best fine dining in the Fort at Black Canyon. And I think we can speak personally to that, Kevin.
Yes, we can. They got great food, great atmosphere. We've experienced it often.
That's right. So a big win for the Saints. Once again, they improve to 1-2 on the year. The Legends drop to 0-3. And for the Saints, they've got a big one next week up at Carroll Stadium against the Chargers. Chargers winning big tonight. And so that's going to be a very, very tall task for the Saints. We'll see if the momentum and the growth that we saw tonight can carry over to next week, which doesn't necessarily mean a win, but as long as they can keep growing and improving week by week, that's the mantra that Garrett and company are embracing this year.
It sure is. Got to think of the long journey here, what's at the end, and it'll be a tall task next week, but these Saints will play hard. I know that.
That's right.
They will play their hearts out.
We will have that game for you right here on the Saints Sports Network. Kickoff at 7. We'll come on the air around 6:45, and can't wait to bring that one to you from up north at the Carroll Charger Stadium. That's going to do it for us tonight. Big thank you to Parker Knoll for getting us online and running the laptop tonight. For Kevin Burns, I'm Eric Pete, thanking you for tuning into tonight's broadcast. We hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. May God bless you. You're watching Bishop Dwenger Football on the Saints Sports Network.